primarily I got this for my nephews because
Mhm.
they're into Mario Kart. Because I feel like I don't play with them enough.
Mm.
But they're tough. They're tough too. Because
These kids these days.
I know it's because like, what do you want to do? Watch Roblox videos or something? No, let's do something respectable.
Come on, kid.
Not in my house.
Come on, kids. Let's go play Maple Story. Come on.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
mean, they would have their own setup and everything, but they
There you
don't
go.
like,
Just for Maple Story.
just for Maple Story.
Of course. What's up, people? Welcome to our little traveling podcast shack we call Taco Otaku, where we serve the hottest takes in anime and video games. I am your host, Ray, this evening, morning, afternoon, wherever you might be. And today, we are all in on the Switch 2 launch, baby. It has now been a solid week since we've had our grubby hands on it a little bit. But we're all excited. We've had some early impressions, some thoughts. Let's see if the hype is real or not for this brand new system launch after 8 years in the making. Whew, so it's been a long time. So stay tuned to see what our thoughts are going to be. And of course, I must introduce our panel. And to my left, I have Frank. Frank, how are you doing, sir?
Good.
Without getting too many spoilers, Frank, Switch, thumbs up or down, maybe? Just quick.
Well, for me, it's
Thumbs up. All right, that's a good start. So stay positive. You come for positive. Stick around. And of course, I also have my brother Miles with me. Miles, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay.
How are you going to be like Caesar and give a thumbs up or down there, Miles?
I give it 2 thumbs up.
2 thumbs. Now he's a movie critic.
wait, who's Caesar?
He's got this great salad dressing. Actually, that was a different guy, right? That's a whole different.
That's a different guy.
I mean, he does it well. That's a
What Caesar we talking about?
too many. Well, wasn't his name Caesar though?
There's a character in ZZ named
Am I just
Caesar.
tripping up history? Oh, I know the Shakespeare play. How about that? Et tu, Brute? Hey, see, there you go.
Uh-huh.
See, this is what happens. You take a little break, and everything goes. Can't remember what day it is, if it's Nintendo or Sega anymore.
Uh-huh. Wait, they actually on the same system?
I brought out my 32X, and I thought we were gonna review that. And next thing you know,
Ray's on the floor going like, wait, Sonic and Mario at the Olympics? In my game?
the funny part is the 32X and the Switch 2 launch has similar launch game lineup choices. Let me tell you. So there you go. Something negative for those who want a little bit more critical talk on the Switch. Oh, I got you covered, folks. Don't
we'll
worry.
get there.
We got the good and the bad coming at you soon. But first, before we get to our Switch talk, let's catch up with our host, our panel here today. Since I've mentioned we've been on a little bit of a break preparing for this epic moment.
Uh-huh.
I'm gonna go reverse. Let's do the Uno reverse card and ask Miles. Miles, what have you been up to, brother?
I think since the last time here, I did finish the man who erased his name.
Yes, the other Yakuzas.
And we got set up for I guess number 8, the Infinity Wealth. See, there's that. I did try out the Switch 2, but that's for later on for our homework.
Mm-hmm.
I did play a little bit of Mario vs. Donkey Kong, which was a rare pull, and it was too easy, and I beat the game in almost less than like an hour. Or maybe an hour, 30 minutes.
I'll trust you. I know it's not a long game, but I don't know if it was that short either.
Well, maybe that's just my part. But this game's very simple.
This is true.
Even more than that, because I remembered, I guess.
I mean, it did come out on the Game Boy Advance, so.
Why do we get Donkey Kong, everybody?
NSO?
Yeah, but why we
they remade the wrong game.
Why don't we get that? I see the pieces we got here in the better game.
That would be nice.
Why can we do that, folks? Why can we deserve better? And of course there's a Genshin Star Wars, but we have way too much time to talk about it, so I'm not bothered.
Thank God.
Yeah. Ray said, ooh, dodge bullet. The line anniversary is going on. Get your pulls, free
really?
character. Yeah, Zenless Zone Zero, there's
oh no.
You get 1 free 5-star character and 30 free pulls.
But it's not the one you want.
I thought you meant Genshin.
I'm
out again.
I think Genshin's almost in 2 more patches than they celebrate theirs. Yeah, so I guess other than that, the Switch testing, I guess that'll be it for my week.
Oh, all right. Short, simple. Appreciate it. Editor Ray, thanks you, Miles. What about Frank? Frank, what have you been up to, my friend? What you been watching and playing?
Wow. Well, did I mention? I don't know how long it's been.
Years, Frank. Years.
but I went to go watch Mission Impossible.
Oh yeah, the new one came out.
It was so long.
How long was it? Do you know?
It was like 3 hours.
Ooh.
I like it. I was looking at the time, and it was technically not 3 hours.
It just felt like 3 hours.
I think it's like 2 hours and 58 minutes.
Oh, okay. Well, so,
I mean, yeah, but tell not.
You exaggerate all the time frame.
Yeah, I don't know how much I should say about it. You guys care about it?
I'm mildly interested in watching it.
We're still missing the last one.
The last one I felt was better.
Oh, okay.
Better paced. I think this one was too like it wanted to do so much and that's why it was so long. But at the same time, maybe they shouldn't have done so much.
I guess because I don't know anything about the new movie or the last movie. Are they like directly connected?
Yeah, the last two are basically
one big
movie.
ass. Okay, yeah. So like Back to the Future 2 and 3 or something.
But it felt like the last one. It was kind of like, okay, we're gonna go in now to the raid's gonna start. And then this next one, it's like, oh well, we gotta set it up again. I'm like, wait, no, we were already done with that. Like, so that part was a bit. I think the action was not as like daring as the other movies, which I don't mind too much. It had a lot of, this is gonna be our last movie, so we're gonna like, bring back old characters.
Everybody's here.
And then they just kept saying this. It's all come down to this. They kept saying that.
All right.
This is your fault. This is because of everything you've done.
We're gonna use this clip in the trailer.
And then Jim Phelps comes out of nowhere, and he's the real bad guy all this time.
And so that was a bit like, okay, I it's kind of cool, but at the same time like a little too much. The part that bugged me is that I felt like they lost their balls at the end. Yeah. Should I explain the ending or nah?
No, I'm gonna ask you for frame.
Okay,
well, future podcast right here.
So basically, I don't like that they left the door open for like another movie when this was supposed to be the last one.
Never say never.
And even if they, leave it open, fine. You have all this like, okay, bring back everybody. This is the last one, and then the final action scene happened, and then I'm thinking, okay, now we're gonna get a whole resolution arc or something like in Zelda when you get like, oh, what is this person doing now, or what is this person this person that you helped out. It was kind of like they just meet up and like nod at each other then leave. And like, that's it, this is the last one, this is our great goodbye. Like, no, like, okay, I'm gonna.
Were they outside of Paris in a cafe?
Something like that.
Was Alfred there?
So it was kind of like anticlimactic for me in that way, because it was so much like, oh, this is the last one, and then at the end it's like, okay, well, we're out of time.
Yeah. Can't wait for John Wick 5.
But
Speaking of the devil,
it was good. Bit too long, but it was good. It was just I felt like if you're really gonna make it the last one, there's certain decisions that could have been like, okay, we do this now, But it was kind of like, at least give me like, okay, is he gonna settle down? Is he never gonna retire?
Right.
At least tell me he's gonna retire or something. Like, or settle down or something, because they kept bringing up certain characters. I'm like, oh, did you see part 3?
Mission of the third movie?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because I thought he was gonna end up with that girl.
Oh yes.
But she just like, I don't know if she didn't get paid enough or she just never came out.
Never showed up.
But it was just like, I needed more of a conclusion.
Right. Yeah, I'm trying to, because it's been a minute, and I've seen most of these movies.
And
I think
surprisingly, I feel like that's the one where it all starts. Because for me, like 1 and 2 are kind of like standalones.
Yeah, that's true.
So it felt like, and then they kept bringing up that movie
in
particular.
Yeah. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
So it was kind of like, okay, cool. My favorite movie is related a lot to this one.
Okay, I was gonna ask you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, I liked it, but I feel like they lost the cojones.
It seems like that's an ongoing thing these days.
I don't know. They're like, oh well, if we need money, let's not close the door.
That's always the thing. Did you see the body? No body. Well then, welcome to John Wick.
So I also watched what did I watch? Something, a kids movie, The Karate Kid.
Oh, is that a kids movie? I guess.
Well, my nephews wanted to watch it. I'm like,
well, there you go, kids movie. Fair enough.
It felt like a kids movie.
It is cheesy. Well, I mean, I'm assuming it's gonna be like the original one, question mark, which is a little cheesy.
I wish it was like the original.
Ooh, so no bueno.
It was funny, so I'll give it that.
Okay.
But it didn't have like. I guess it's too modern for me, and like I guess I'm old now, and I'm like, oh, back in the day it was better.
Yeah, well, yeah.
Because it felt like Street Fighter 6 as I was watching the Street Fighter 6 trailer with the whole like, oh, this is the cool graffiti art, and we're all hip, and that's what it felt like to me. You know how in the trailer it's kind of like open world and.
Yeah. There's more things to do than just fight on the streets.
Literally, the final fight was on the street.
Well, there you go.
I'm like, what happened to the grand venue, the grand events?
Right, the big halls, the roaring crowd.
Yeah, and it's just
I bought him in a body bag.
It felt like I was watching Fast and Furious, and there's just this crowd around them,
just playing Mario Kart.
Yeah, because it's like, oh, it's the 5 boroughs, and I'm like, you made it sound all cool, and I'm like, I don't know, it was too corny for me too. But it was cool. It was funny. It would have been really cool if they would have been like, psych, this guy's not the main character. He's actually this other guy who for a while felt like he was the main character. Because there's this older guy that he owns this pizza place and he's kind of training him. And it's kind of like, hey, wouldn't it be cool if he's the Karate Kid?
Well, there you go.
But because the Karate Kid, the
new
main kid, he's, as far as I know, like in all the Karate Kid movies I've seen, they suck at the beginning. And then they get trained and then they become good. Basically. This guy's good like from the start. Oh. So it's like, wait, the formula, come on.
It worked for Rocky.
And to me, it was like, okay, fine. And that's why I thought it would be cool if it was about this older guy trained by the Karate Kid.
Right.
But then, like, why do we need Jackie Chan? Why do we need the original Karate Kid?
Because we got to tie in the two different Karate Kids together for reasons. Does anyone remember the Jackie Chan one?
I do. They came out, but I feel like they weren't needed. Like, this guy was already legendary,
right?
triple S class character.
And now you're bringing in Jackie Chan.
And then it's like, yeah, I'm here to save the day, but let me go get the other Karate Kid because I need him to cheer you on, I guess.
I guess to bring in the old and the new, I guess.
So yeah, so to me it's like, okay, this probably needed to be like a 3-part movie so you guys can actually have some time and
do something with it
and make me believe that we are needed.
Right, especially with because the last thing was Cobra Kai on Netflix and whatever, and that's a TV show series.
I don't know. Maybe I needed to watch that before this.
It might help. Yeah, so I was going to ask you that. Have you seen that one yet?
I've only seen like 3 seasons, but maybe I needed to finish it and I would learn something.
Yeah, I need to finish the last season. That show went on a little too long also.
Yeah. I also watched, did I mention that I watched Mickey 17 last time?
I don't think so.
Oh, I watched that. That was pretty cool.
Oh, was that good? I saw the trailer for it and I was a little interested.
I wouldn't say it's a must watch, but I enjoyed it.
Okay.
It was not bad.
It's not too long, is it?
I don't think so.
Well, it's not 2 hours and 59 minutes?
2 hours and 58 minutes.
Oh. I exaggerate too.
I haven't been playing Genshin because, I don't know, I feel like I need to play real games. I've been playing Maple Story.
All right, I'll just let that sit there. And where's your email address again, Frank?
Let's see. So taking the break from Genshin, it's just so tedious to just go in and do. If the daily quests were easier, I would be like, okay, I'm gonna just go and I'm doing. But it's just like, oh my god, I gotta talk to this person. I gotta think and do this.
Just point me in the direction. Where's my enemy?
Just give me the credit. I logged in. This is what you want. Or at least give me like, okay, we need you to stay online for 5 minutes so that we can get our stats up. Or something. Just let me AFK. Make it easy for me. Come on. It's just too much work.
Playing games? Ugh, too much work.
No, it's because these missions, how many times am I going to try to help Timmy and...
Timmy's in trouble. He fell down the well again.
Anyways, I played more Xenoblade X, but I kind of got delayed by Maple Story. Been playing a lot of Maple Story. God, that game is so good.
Bold.
So good.
This is the Taco Otaku podcast for the hottest takes you can find on the internet.
Frank's on fire right now.
I've been watching the animes a bit.
Our homework.
Yeah, there
season
you go.
anime.
Mm-hmm.
It's coming.
Just don't want to be too far behind.
But don't be like me.
Or
almost at 0. Don't be like me.
But see,
I remember the previews. That's something.
Yeah, don't worry. It's good. That's like hot takes at the final end.
I finished Young Sheldon, which made me cry at the end. I was like, oh my god, this is supposed to be a funny show.
Funny thing, I had the same thing when I watched The Big Bang Theory.
The same thing happened when you watched The Big Bang Theory?
It's terrible. I cried.
Oh.
That's the joke.
It's not so bad that I wouldn't watch it.
It's no Monk.
No Monk for sure. But it's a good like watch while you play Maple Story.
I was gonna say there's a Maple Story game.
Yeah.
Our show, I should say.
Sometimes I just lower my bar because I need to watch
second
something.
monitor to watch, and it's just in the corner. You're really gaming something.
You don't mind if you miss something. So that's the kind of.
Oh, that's nice. They resolved the conflict in 20 minutes. Oh, nice.
Yeah, pretty much that's what I did.
Maple Story. Well, I'm not shocked. We take a little break.
But he's back in.
I would tell you like all the details I've been in, but I don't think you want to hear that.
I don't think anyone wants to.
Just know that I'm there.
The listeners and editor thanks you. All right, so that leaves me, the host Ray. What to do, what to talk about. Video game wise. Well, see, here's the problem I had since we knew that the Switch 2 was coming, and we're going to talk about it after this segment. And so I didn't want to like get deep into any like big games or anything like that because I knew I'd have to stop to play the Switch 2 stuff. And so I had a bit of a weird pause, and I said, well, what can I do? Let's go back to my retro habits and busted out my little emulator handheld, my Retroid Pocket 5, and decided to play some Dual Strike, of course.
Here we go. They're speaking about drugs and toys.
For those who tune into episode 1 of this very podcast, you could hear me rave very favorably about the greatness that is Advance Wars Dual Strike. So I replayed that. I managed to. I didn't plan to like sit down and beat it all the way through, but I did.
Sure.
And then of course I forgot like there's more like not grind. Well, if you want to unlock characters and maps, there's more to do and unlock. So you keep playing. And luckily I stopped myself from playing this campaign second time through. So that kudos for me at least.
Yeah, I set my addiction right after I finished the game once.
But luckily the Switch 2 was coming, so I had to put it down. So I was at least somewhat strong about that. But that was fun. Still a really great game. Hopefully we'll get a DS NSO option where Dual Strike is available for everyone to play. I know they can. The Switch 2 can do the Tate mode, the vertical mount. So you put that split in screen, and you got 2 little screens like a DS. Touch screen also on the screen. Never say no. Never know. Let's fingers crossed on that one. So that was the big game I kind of was playing. And then basically was watching a bunch of TV shows with Miles. The first one comes up to mind was the Andor Season 2. Have you seen that one yet, Frank?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess we won't get into too many spoilers here. I feel like it's another podcast.
There's a war going on.
Wait, how many seasons does it have?
2.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. So we saw that. I heard a lot of good things about the show. Everyone couldn't see straight. It's the next best thing since sliced bread and this and that. I thought it was good, and that's about it.
I think season 1 was better.
Yes, I also agree with that.
Even 1.5. Because
without getting into, like I said, details and spoilers, I think the biggest problem is season 2 almost feels like it's 3 seasons put into 1 season, and you just get like a little microscope of like, here are the big bullet points you wanted to hit. And this is supposed to be season 2. And then, because I think they released batches of 3 episodes each week, I don't know, because I waited till the end, just because that's how I do everything these days. But it makes sense because they slowly move the timeline along. And I guess for those that don't know, you're going to get to the other major Star Wars timeline event that occurs between here and there. So, like I said, if you're a Star Wars fan, it is one of the better Star Wars things to watch out there. But I just didn't, once again, I didn't think it was the 10 out of 10 everyone was screaming it out to be. But maybe it's just the outlets I was listening to. But yeah, overall, okay. Over on Paramount Plus, we saw Mobland. Is that right?
Yeah, Mobland, yeah.
Mobland. This is a new show brought to us by Guy Ritchie. If you're familiar with his works, he's done various movies out here, let alone in the UK as well. He has that very British wit, if you will. And it's very European or UK actors. It's got Pierce Brosnan and Tom Hardy and Helen Mirren.
That's Mirren, yeah.
Yeah, but she's an American. Am I high? I don't know.
Sure.
I didn't look up all the nationalities here.
Oh, she's crazy.
she is crazy in the show. So anyway, so it's set in London, I guess, question mark, and it's all about, as the name implies, James Bond. Pierce Brosnan is one of the biggest gangsters in the UK, London, and he has a feud going on with his fellow rival gangster Richie, and there's like this whole mystery in the early on of if this goes south, we're going to war, and guess what? There's drama in the TV
going
show.
to war?
They're going to go to war. Shocker. But as a person who watches like gangster movies like your Goodfellas and your Sopranos TV show stuff, I think overall it does a good job about it. It's I say it's not like another home run, but I was entertained enough. The biggest problem is the pacing. It had this nice big build up episode by episode, and the last 3 episodes it just said, "Oh shit, there's only 2 episodes left. Fuck," and they start just blasting through everything again.
They look ahead and it's like, "Oh, there's no much rail. We don't have much rail left."
Yeah, and all out. So then they start speeding things along, and people are just kind of crazy. Grandma's crazy. She crazy.
Grandma's crazy.
And I don't. It's almost the one thing I'll say without getting into details about the show. These people are so over the top and dramatic, and are just so gun ho about everything. I'm amazed they made it this far in their gangster career to be like grandmas and grandpas and retired, semi-retired in their big luxury house mansion out there in the grassy fields. Because man, oh man, it feels like after week 2 of them doing crimes, they're just gonna kill each other, and that's it. That's how this family ends up. So yeah, that's the biggest criticism is I'm surprised they got to the ripe old age that they are. But it's mildly entertaining. I haven't seen anything else really worth watching on Paramount Plus, so I guess this is my recommendation if you have Paramount Plus this month. Oh, the My Hero movie.
Oh yeah,
that's not good. Don't watch that.
There was a movie?
There's another movie. There's like 4?
There's 4 movies now, yes.
Don't
watch the last 2.
Watch I think the first 2 are okay. And I think the first one's the best one.
The first one's the best one. The second one's
okay,
because there's at least some characters there. 3 is a Deku show, and 4 is just whatever nonsense.
It's just Well,
it's like I don't know what to do, but we can't move the plot forward. We can't go backwards. So there's that.
I just thought that was the other part is literally where we last left. My Hero, the TV show, is literally the climax of the whole series. And like Mauser is just, well, then what can you do in the show? Well, let's go back in time just a little bit, but also not too far, because if we go too far back in time, it's going to feel jarring for the viewers out there. But then, of course, you have such a little window to work in. You're like, what can you really do with these characters? The answer is not much. Let me tell you, in this movie, not much. So yeah, it's not good. Hopefully, the next season of My Hero, that's coming out the end of this year, right?
Yeah, just made the end of the year.
This is the last one?
This is the last season. This is it, Frank.
Oh, nice.
It's a fine.
Hopefully.
Unless, Vigilantes does pretty well. Who knows?
Oh, yeah. I kind of want to go back to that one. Future podcast, potentially. Yeah, I think that's about it for my week or weeks since our little break from the podcast. So now, gentlemen, it is time for the big launch, the big celebration, the party. Whoop, whoop. Go aboard the hype train that is Nintendo Switch 2. 8 years in the making. Before anything else, just do expectations. What did we have? Any expectations? Anything lofty that you're hoping for? I know we had a little bit of news about the Switch, but not all the details were out. So I wonder if there's anything expectation-wise early on that you had and hoping for with this Switch 2. So let me ask you, Frank, anything that pops to mind when I ask you that question?
I just expected it to be almost the same as the Switch, a little stronger.
All right. Keep it simple. Just same idea, but just a better, modern.
I feel like unless we change technology big time, it's almost like this is it. This is the
we've done it. We peaked.
Evolution has ended.
We are now Charizard. That's it.
Yeah, because I think if they try to change something huge, like okay, this is our new gimmick, it would have been like Wii U or something.
Virtual Boy.
Something. Yeah, like something that's like, oh my god, this does sound like revolutionary. But then in practice, it's like, maybe no.
Fair enough. How about you, Miles? Anything comes to mind?
I like to run Link's Awakening next year with a decent frame rate.
There you go.
It's always that's number 1 on the book right there.
Oh,
tricky.
Well, I mean, it's for me. I guess I was expecting a more better experience, like I guess UI wise, because the Switch 1's always been kind of local, especially with the store. The eShop's horrendous on the Switch 1.
It's not good.
Even more so now when you get the Switch 2 version, you're like, wow, why can't it be like this on the Switch 1?
It's a better experience when it comes to the eShop in particular.
But other than that, I just expected to run games that I have already.
So backwards compatibility sounds like a big thing.
Yeah, that's memorable because I'm not expecting forward. I'm expecting things to play backwards. I guess to be honest.
I guess for me, the two big thing is definitely backwards compatible. I was because they were very loosey goosey early on about it will be backwards compatible, but maybe not everything will work. But it's like, whoa, what do you mean by that? And they were like, we're testing. Like, what do you mean you're like, what games? So in a little bit we'll talk about that. And the other two, or the other second thing that come to mind instantly is when it comes to the handhold mode, I was hoping that it'd be a lot more of a comfortable experience using the Switch 2 when it comes to the Joy-Cons in this one because, man, oh man, I don't know. I didn't play a lot of it on handhold mode on the Switch 1 early on because of the Joy-Cons. It just was very uncomfortable to hold after a while with my big man hands. So that's why I think I talked about it before on this podcast when I got the third-party Hori Compact Pro controller thingamabombs. And they work way better when you're just using handheld. You use some of the features, but like I'm not playing 1-2 switch or something, so I don't need the gyroscope in my controllers. Thank you very much. So I was hoping that would be remedied to a certain degree in the Switch 2. So those were the two big things I was hoping for. How about let's start with surprisingly nice surprises. How about that? Frank, what was a little nice surprise that you didn't know about and after experiencing the Switch 2, you're like, ooh, this is nice.
It's bigger than I was expecting it to be. Because on the trailer, they would always compare it to the original.
Oh, yes, not the OLED model.
So I'm like, oh, well, it's probably just the same size as the OLED or maybe slightly bigger. I don't know.
Right, yeah, no, I thought the same thing.
It feels like a lot bigger.
Yes, indeed.
Almost like, is it too big?
The thought had crossed my mind.
So that's the pleasant surprise because even though the difference between the first and second is not a lot.
Oh, the picture, the screen itself.
No. Yeah. From the original to the OLED.
Yes, they actually there's the border.
The border is like considerably bigger.
You actually get more screen versus nothing.
Yeah, so I remember when I went from a regular iPhone to the Max or the Plus.
Right, the bigger ones,
where like you look at people on the street and they're like, oh, it's a bigger phone, cool. But then you hold it and you watch it and like, I can't go back. I can't go back.
To the big or to the small?
To the small. So it's like, oh my, you
want that power now.
It's like you're almost struggling, like, what? I can't read this. Like,
oh, I see. And
it's like, so that's how big of a difference slightly bigger screens are. So that's why I was impressed with, like, oh, it's bigger. It's nice.
Okay. It's nice. Bigger is better. How about you, Miles? Any nice surprises for you?
For me, it's the eShop when you could you could score by the games you wish listed and you could actually say what's on sale. You could little box that says
and it tells you right there on the main menu.
It's like, oh, here's a game.
It's not hidden in your icon and an icon to get to your wish list.
Yeah, it's like right there.
Jesus Christ.
And like it loads in nice, quick. You say, I want to know there are games on my list that are on sale. Click on it. Oh, look, the games that I want that are on sale.
Doesn't feel like we're using Windows XP there. Or something.
Yeah, and you're not waiting for it to load. It's kind of like quick, snappy. It's like what I expect to be in the year 2025.
I was gonna say.
Between that, the little jingles here and there, a lot of unique sounds, like having like the whole little boot up when you put it in the dock. It's a nice, refreshing change.
All right, nice. Anything else?
I do like the snapness of the Joy-Con 2 controllers. So you snap
the magnets.
Yeah, the magnets. You hear that click click.
Oh yeah, you know where that really comes in that nice when the Switch is on the dock and you were playing with the Joy-Cons and you just want to you're done, you just want to put them back in there. Sometimes in the original I would accidentally turn it on. And so, damn it, now I gotta, and then your TV turns on automatically.
Yeah, that does happen. For myself, I guess two things come to mind. The one, kind of like Frank, the screen, but in more, not so much the size particularly, though it is bigger, and I'm still debating on the size if it's a good thing, bad thing. But what surprised me is that when they announced this one will start off with an LCD screen, not an OLED screen, I was concerned because I've been rocking that OLED Switch 1 model, and I've been very happy with that experience. And in the beginning, I was kind of nervous because, am I just throwing the money away on this OLED? Do I really need it? I mean, the screen's a little bit bigger, and it does like one or two things nicer than the other one did. But I did it anyway because Metro was coming out. I'm like, oh, I want to play Metroid the way it's meant to be, right? So I was happy with that and this and that. And I grew to end up, really enjoying that OLED screen, right? And more time now I have an OLED TV I use, so I see the difference there between, that and LCD screens. So like, oh, going back to LCD, that's so old. Why don't we just bring out the PS3 while we're at it, this and that.
Yeah.
But you know what? The screen is actually not that bad if you're not comparing it directly to an OLED screen,
right?
Either with the Switch or like the OLED Steam Deck. Only then can you really notice the difference. But I do think the brightness and the colors pop out pretty well for an LCD screen. LCDs has come a long way from my old thick Samsung TV I remember buying for my PS3 pretty much.
Right.
So that was a nice surprise. And then two, without getting into too many details just yet, the backwards compatibility turns out to be a lot higher than even I thought it was going to be. I knew it was going to be pretty, or I was hoping it would be high, but it's almost like, we're talking like 90-something% here.
Yeah.
There's a handful of games that have issues or weird things between the two versions of the system.
Textures.
But for the most part, if you have a cartridge of a Switch 1 game, you could most likely, especially if it's a Nintendo published one or first party game, I should say, developed, it pretty much runs, and it almost unanimously, just everything runs better on this system, even if it's a Switch 1 port, without an official Switch 2 update or with the upgrade, like the Zelda patch code thing, which I know is coming from like Kirby and Mario Party down the line. Just everything runs a little bit. It runs fine, so it's already good. It runs period, and it runs a little better than you remember it.
Yeah.
My quick test was for those who are familiar with Fire Emblem Three Houses.
Oh no!
Is when you're running around the 3D environment at the giant academy, trying to find your students and gather everyone to the great cause. Man, oh man, when you're running inside and outside from the different academy rooms, and then there's the kitchen hall, and then there's the fishing pond over here. Oh my goodness, the gates, sometimes if you move too fast, the game would stop and the doors would stay locked and wait for the game to load, and then they would magically open. You're like, all of a sudden you went to fucking Hogwarts out of magical doors opening and closing.
Sorry, you can't go through here yet. Wait. Okay, now you can.
So that's what I'm saying. So it like I said, the frame rate would just plummet. Doing that with the Switch 2, just smooth.
There you go.
60 frames per second. Your goofy professor coat flopping in the air as you run down the hallways like a lunatic, but nice and smooth. The one downside is the frame rate went up. The textures did not. The textures did not get any of a magical ray tracing or NVIDIA DLSS.
Those are coming.
AI, whatever you want to phrase it. So yes, there is a difference playing a Switch 1 game that doesn't have an official update patch and one that does. I'll tell you that. So look for that coming up soon, probably here. All right, so that's our presently surprise. So now, gentlemen, we are now ready, prepared to talk about any disappointments or things we're hoping that will get fixed in the future for the Switch 2. Frank, back to you, my friend. What any things you're like, if only this?
Well, I don't know. I feel like this might be just a me thing. But like every time I go to the eShop or something, it's asked me a lot to log in using the QR.
Oh.
Which has been easy to do because for some reason, I guess I'm logged in on my phone to Nintendo.
Right.
But I'm like, I don't want that. I just want to, like, what if I don't have my phone or something?
Right. I'm good. I'm trying to remember, but I'm assuming there must be like a checkbox that says to remember you.
Yeah, I feel like I just haven't tried to tinker with it enough.
Yeah, it might be under settings, or I know there's a thing in settings where like, would you like to ask your profile every time? I'm like, no, because it's only me, jackass. So stop wasting my time every time. Thank you very much.
I don't have visitors.
All right, it's just me. All right, this is Ray Switch. It's literally that's what it's called.
Ray Switch.
Yeah, that's why no one gets confused. That is the one downside with having no longer colorful Joy-Cons to separate everyone's system from each other's.
I do hope that changes.
Oh, they're coming. Where's my Splatoon? I just want my Splatoon one.
Well, 2-4.
Well, it'll just be the inside.
I know that's I'm hoping they're going back to a little bit more. I get they want to be modern, minute, and they want to make sure this is a new console. This isn't the Wii U again. This isn't a tablet to put on your Wii. This is a brand new console. It's got black, and black is sexy, ooh, and modern.
Going to expectations, back to expectations, and now disappointments. I did kind of expect this Switch to be white, all white. And I wanted it to be all white.
Next year, Frank.
Kind of like because I thought it would, and then I also wanted it to be called Super Nintendo Switch.
Super Switch.
And then I was hoping they would do like the throwback to like the different color.
Oh, the throwback colors, the purples.
Because I think they did.
I wouldn't say no.
They did a 3DS like that, or
yes.
The new
3DS.
It looked like that. That was
yes.
That's what I wanted.
It's coming. We still. It's time for that.
Don't worry, they'll sell you one.
Don't worry, Frank. It's only a matter of time. And the Pokemons and everyone, the Zelda.
And you go like, what Switch? And trade it in to get another one.
And I'm gonna do it as soon as they put out the Fire Emblem one. A sucker!
How many shares of Nintendo do I need to have in order for them to start listening to me?
You gotta go to the what do they call it? The shareholders meetings.
Yeah.
Where the hell is my damn Super Nintendo theme? All right. Fair enough.
Another thing that I was disappointed in is when I was setting up the Switch. Did it asked me like, do you want to transfer this stuff from your Switch one? And I was gonna put no, because I was thinking of just giving this one, like, because my plan is to give this one to my brother. Once like a better version or just like a limited color edition comes out.
Oh, I see.
But then it's like, you say no, you can't change this no more, and I'm like, oh, well, I guess now I have to. That was disappointing for me because I'm like, what happens if I want to give it away? Like,
so you did transfer it over then?
Yeah, because I didn't want to be like, oh, no, I have to play Xenoblade. Go back to the regular one.
Right, yeah, I could see that.
Even though I feel like this is not my final form.
Yeah, that's, I kind of building on that, I do have a similar disappointment regarding how the transfers and things work in this new Switch 2 ecosystem, I guess. But I'll wait till my turn. Anything else disappointing, Franks, or things you're hoping to fix or improve on in the future?
I guess just the lack of games that I care about.
That's a thing.
There's only Bravely Default right now.
Yeah, that's the only game because I picked up the Mario and the 2 Zelda update patches, and that's the only other one. Yakuza also, but also I'm kind of hoping they're just gonna put that on PC. So, but yeah.
I'm not like, oh my god, let me check out my old games. I'm like, I play my game. I don't need to go back.
Yeah, Maple Story.
Hey. I play Maple. Okay. I played enough. I'll say that. I've played enough. But it's not like I was dying to buy a Switch 2 to play Switch 1 games. That's what I mean.
Right, yeah. And it's funny because I have the opposite. I feel like I was, after seeing the lineup, I was leaning towards like, okay, well, good thing this thing's backwards compatible, right? Fingers crossed, because I mean, looking like a good selling point for me.
In the trailer, they did have a lot of good games, but they're not coming out right away.
Yeah, everything's slowly coming.
Yeah. So we just have to wait. It's kind of like when the 3DS and I guess the original Switch came out. It's kind of like, I remember the 3DS, I'm like, what am I going to play? I played Ocarina of Time again, but I don't really want to play this again. But it's the only thing out.
Yeah.
And then Kid Icarus came out and Resident Evil, and I'm like,
Resident Evil was one of the early ones I got a lot. Yeah. I was into a lot.
And then the Switch 1, it was really just Breath of the Wild. And then
Odyssey came out at the end of the year.
Yeah, but
yeah.
Well, but you don't like that? I forget.
That was like a filler arc for me.
All right then. Miles, any disappointments? Things you're hoping for? A patch or update in the future?
Hopefully, some games get more patches.
For more game, it would be nice. More love for new.
I'm not saying no. Do I want like a Switch 2 edition? No, because some games deserve it, like your Zelda.
So you just want free stuff? You like free updates?
Well,
I mean, who's gonna argue that? Would I like free or not?
I just want. I guess I just want I want textures to be right.
Well, that's just a remastered now.
Yeah. The GameChat could use some work.
That is another thing that could be better.
I'll wait to that because you and I are going to talk about it eventually on this podcast.
Yeah.
All right. So virtual card system was Nintendo's bright way of saying, "Hey, piracy's a bad thing," because the Switch 1's rampant for at least a good couple years before they somewhat closed it. I think you still could rip games off it, but
you still can.
But since it was literally a hardware issue for that to happen. I figured, well, here's a solution. We'll do virtual game cards in which if you link two systems together, like in instance of my original Switch and the Switch 2.
You mean an OLED Switch?
Oh, OLED Switch. I mean, I guess OLED. Yeah, I guess.
There's a difference.
I could push one card in from one to the other and vice versa.
The virtual digital cards.
Yeah, because they're virtual games that have
move
around. Problem being, of course, because of this, if my original Switch usually turn off when I'm not using it, is if like some OLED Switch is off, I can't do it. I can't transfer games that you're on or put it to it because it's off. So in order for me to switch games over, I have to have both systems to be activated, be on the internet for me to move any games from back and forth.
It's not fun. I feel that's very annoying, especially if you're say like you're me, for instance, like this week, I didn't have a case for my Switch 2, right? So I didn't feel comfortable taking it to work or leaving the house with it, right? But, obviously I have my OLED, I have a case for it. So I thought, I'll play whatever, Breath of the Wild or one of the other games that I know works on both consoles, and I'll just play that back and forth. Take this one to work and then this, that. But as Miles suggested, you can't really do that. You can't have the same game loaded twice at the same time. You has to delete the old data and then put in the new one, which really is annoying because it's like, well, I own both consoles. I bought this game. It's a digital game. Isn't the plus side of being all digital, having access? It's like the same thing like the Adobe subscription license, right? You don't have to chase discs around and install. It's just wherever you go, you could put it, just have your access code, right? Or Netflix or this, that. But of course now Netflix, like, you can only use it for this household or this or this or that. Yeah. So it's like any plus side of having this digital freedom is like slowly getting stripped away because these companies are like, well, we'd like more money though, and you not to have so much. And yes, a little bit of people are cheating the system, and that's why. But some of it's like, the other part of this, in which I'm like, is this really cheating the system? Where it's like you're a parent, an adult, and you have a little kid at home, and they want to play the game or this or that. But you want to, as a good parent, you want to make sure it's going to be in good hands and no weird games or any issues they might have. And, here's my old Switch or this, that, and they can have access to it. You can't really do that anymore now because now the game has to be transferred in and out, and, you're just sharing your game with the person. And while there is the game sharing option they did put in the system, it's just like, it's like one good thing. It's like one step forward, two steps back. That's what it feels like with this whole virtual cart system, which I didn't fully understand until playing it this way around. And so it's just annoying. And the other concern is because you have to re-download, if you have more than one Switch and you're deleting and re-downloading Switches, data, games, information, for one, that means you really need to have the cloud service subscription. So already now you have to pay the subscription that maybe you didn't have to or you weren't thinking you had to buy until now. So that's more money out of your pocket. And two, in some places in the world, there are data caps still, I'm pretty sure. So now that you're every time you download whatever, I know it's not Cyberpunk, because Cyberpunk's on the cartridge, but whatever, a big game, Mario Kart World Tour, I imagine is a 40 gig something game, and to re-download it every time just because you have different Switches, you have to basically be like Frank and just like kind of be like, I got to transfer it because I don't want to deal with this nonsense, basically. Especially, like you said, Frank, he's already thinking like, well, down the line, I want to get the upgrade path, this and that. Which, like I said, other people are thinking like, well, I'll get the Switch 2, and then same thing, like I'll give it to my kid or my cousin or whoever it might be. So it's like now you have to really plan and think about that kind of stuff, which I feel like you didn't have to as much. So welcome to the new digital age where more restrictions and handcuffs, despite once again the promises freedom and
we don't own anything.
But honestly, dealing with this back and forth nonsense, I'm just kind of tempted just to transfer it over and then maybe sell my Switch OLED or just put it back in the box.
Yeah.
Because it seems silly to go back and forth. So I got to decide then the next month or so if I'm going to keep back and forth tracking my games because it's really annoying, I won't lie. But at least the game sharing thing is nice. I haven't officially tested that yet, but I've heard other people talk about it, and that does seem cool to let people borrow your digital game so they could check it out and either know they like it or this or that, or give them a chance to something for them to play during the summer break. We're gonna soon approach, if we're not already, depending on your school system of the year. Anything else, Miles? I think I kind of stole that one, where we kind of shared that one, that grief.
Well, we share because I feel the next one we're gonna share as well. So that's no. For my that's what my matrix is about because it is something they explain about like on camera, but no, in practice, I feel like it's not. There's more kinks to it, I guess.
Yes, it's not as perfect as they make it seem to be. There's a lot of asterisks, I would say. I guess for me, without going into too many details, very minor thing. It's more of a concern than I'd say something, maybe an unpleasant surprise, potentially is the way I would describe it. Boy, this guy's a chunky little boy, ain't he? It's got some heft to it compared to the last Switch.
I'm afraid to drop it.
That's the thing, because I was thinking, of course, after I acquired one, I'm looking on Amazon, like what's the good accessories and carrying case, and I saw everywhere you go on YouTube this last week, I seen the D brand kill switch case. I don't know if you guys saw this on the internet or not. everywhere I went. And it's this big, it looks nice to be fair, but it's this big elaborate case, and it's supposed to protect your Switch no matter what you're doing. If you drop it this way, that way, and it's even got better economics for your hand, supposedly. And I'm thinking, I don't need that. I've never had a problem holding my Switch in my hand, the original Switch.
Right.
And now after a week, I'm thinking, shit, should I buy me one of these kill switches or whatever the heck this thing's called? Because, man, oh man, it feels like I could drop this thing. Because it's just, it feels heavier. It's got the power of the Switch 2 in it. And boy, you can feel that weight, let me tell you.
Yeah.
So yeah, that is, it's concerning, I guess. I haven't dropped it yet. I have done a little I've been handhold. I just hold in my hand. Oh, hello, little, and I've been rocking it back and forth in my sleep.
I got like, there.
But yeah, so that is a concern I guess I have. And the real quick one, because I just feel like most people are not going to bother with this, but I guess me and Miles did test it, so I guess we'll bring it up now. Hopefully we'll get to happier times after this. GameChat, which is basically Nintendo's Discord, for those who are familiar with Discord, which I imagine most gamers are, because that's how most people hang out with their friends and play games at the same time, let alone just voice chat, period. It runs 10 years behind the times we're in. Like, it does work. So the way we're testing this is the way they showed it in the direct, where everyone's sitting at the couch on their TV and the Switch is in the dock, and you got the little official Nintendo camera, which me and Miles both have. It works, but boy, oh boy, it is not as crystal clear as Paul Rudd would try to tell me in the commercial.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think the camera's like only 480p, which is not even HD.
It was bad because the quality between me and you were like, it's just, what happened here?
To give a little credit, it does have a very big wide-angle lens, so they did design it like the TV is going to be far, which if you have a bigger TV, statistically, the odds are you are going to be farther from your system/TV. So they did give you a wide-angle lens, and you can zoom it into yourself. And it does have like the NVIDIA technology, if you're familiar with like streaming stuff, where it just tracks your face and removes the background. But it's very mixed results when it comes to how that works integrated, which is a little surprising because I have dabbled in it. As for those who might know, I used to stream over on Twitch. Hopefully I'll do that again this summer.
What's that?
And you can watch my little VTuber man over there as well on YouTube. And so I know what the technology can look like and how it works. And it feels like we're back to like the first integration of the NVIDIA broadcasting app, which I think is on its third iteration.
Yeah.
But it feels like we're back on the first one with the Switch 2 options.
Hello? And the sound quality's bad?
That's the thing. So I made this joke, and I actually, speaking on my YouTube channel, I did because I reacted to that, and I made fun of like, there's no way that microphone's going to pick you up when you're on this side of the room and you're not. Eating crow, I guess. It does pick you up. The downside is it sounds like I'm talking through an Xbox 360 headset that came in with the day one kit after it got the red ring of death. So yeah, here's the problem: is I can just mention I'm on Twitch. I'm doing a podcast right now. I do YouTube stuff, so I can be a bit of a video audio snob. And let me tell you once again, it just feels like this technology, both in mic quality and video picture, is very rough looking. Especially because, like I said, I'm used to having my fancy cameras and microphones. Like maybe hopefully sound a little better today. Actually, new microphones, by the way. So yeah, it is disappointing if you're a bit of an audio snob like myself, as long as the
producer man.
VA producer man. So yeah, but it does work. The best I can say about it, if you're a parent and you're concerned, once again, your little kids hanging out with their friends, this and that, I think it's relatively safe and okay to use that for that setting.
Because they won't see anything anyway.
Well, there's that too. So for kids to use, if this is their first Discord, I guess it's a place to start. But if you're thinking about the big producer, final video edit, you're going to have to post and share with the world. Let me tell you, because I was watching, I guess it was a podcast ? Or YouTube video, and they were recording their conversation on the GameChat, and Jesus Christ, the audio quality just fell off a cliff. Because I'm used to their content, using professional microphones like the ones I'm using right now.
Right.
And yeah, it's very night and day. So yeah, if you're expecting clear crystal calls and pictures like you're used to on your iPhone with your
or what they showed in video.
Oh, in the video, yes.
Yeah, where they showed that what happened, reality, two different things.
Yes, they're very. It's just not there. It's just not there. But it does work. So if you don't care about the details like that, then I guess it works. And don't get too much, because hopefully you have the subscription, because they're going to start charging that next year for that feature as well.
Woo.
But at least we get the first year free. And once again, it only took, let's see, your Xbox 360 came out in 2004? So we're only, 20 years late to the party.
Well, I mean, it's better than being like 10 years late, right? Or so 25 years late.
Yeah.
That's
We had Phantasy Star Online on the GameCube, though.
Yeah. The important things. The important things.
That was a good highlight. Probably the only highlight now, I think. Oh, well. Alrighty, gentlemen. I guess let's switch over to Mario Kart World Tour, since that is the big launch title that all of us have dabbled with, and I imagine a lot of people, that's the reason why they went out there on the store shelves and pre-ordered this and that to get their hands on it. How are we feeling about Mario Kart World? Frank? Yeah, just okay. What about you, Frank? What's your soundbite? Soundbite review.
It's okay.
That'll work.
It's like as expected.
Okay, as expected. You know, the sad part is literally that's the way I would just. It's as expected for me, but I think I would imagine Frank is the least Mario Kart person we have here on the room in the podcast today. So that was always going to probably be an uphill fight for Frank, I would imagine. And then I think me and Miles are both kind of like in the middle. Like, we don't love it, we don't hate it. It's just like, it's something to play with your friends.
It's something. Hey, are we bored? Or is it the time for the all streaming day marathon that we usually that semi-annual stream marathon? Sure, we'll play like a couple hours of it.
Right.
But am I gonna get racing every cart? Gonna get race my ghost self and get the best timing?
Get the highest time trials there is.
Yeah.
World record breaks.
That ain't happen.
Yeah, definitely not me either. What about you, Frank? What about what's some good things? Let's start with the good stuff. What's you like about them?
Mario Kart?
Yeah.
I like the opening music. A little cowboyish type music.
Mm-hmm.
Which I was not expecting that to be the official theme. Because I saw the commercial and I'm like, okay, this is just a song. And then I turned it on and I'm like, hey,
wait a minute.
It's the one from the commercial. Like, was the question?
Good things. Good things you like
good
about
things.
it.
Okay,
Just
I was
good
about
things.
to go
It's
back.
nice and broad.
I was
Instantly so quick.
Wait, am I allowed to say that?
Not yet, Frank. Not yet.
Good things. Primarily I got this for my nephews because they're into Mario Kart. Even though I kind of never played with them before, because I'm like, oh,
this is a kid's game.
Yeah, it's just like they're kids. I don't want to beat them and
show them how the role works.
Yeah. So my niece kind of like sometimes beats my brother, and so she's not terrible, but she's still not like
She's not going pro just yet.
So I don't know if he's not trying. He says he tries, but I have my doubts. So I was because I was watching them play as I was playing MapleStory, and
that sounds about right.
And then suddenly there was a maintenance on MapleStory.
Damn it!
So I noticed that the day before, my niece didn't want to play anymore once my brother stopped playing. So she doesn't like playing alone.
Oh, I see.
So the kind of it's the same thing today. They started playing. My brother stopped, so they were like, "Oh," and then I got the control. And they're like, "Wait, you're playing?" Like,
Frank doesn't play Mario Kart.
It's Mario Kart, right? They were literally like that. Like both of them were like, "Hey, you Mario Kart?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll play it." He's like, "But I thought you said you didn't like playing it." I'm like, "I like playing it like the first time around. I like beating all the Grand Prix. What do you call it?
Grand Prix.
Yeah, so I like getting all the trophies. And then, but once that's done, I kind of lose interest.
Right. Fair enough.
So we were playing, and then I won, of course.
Of course.
Of course.
And
a real gamer.
And then she was like surprised, like, "Wait, how are you so good?" Like,
he never plays this game. It's brand new.
He's always on the couch doing nothing.
This franchise has not existed since the Super Nintendo. Never.
So I was just like a little chuckling like a little bit by her surprise, like, wait, how am I losing every game?
How's this possible? I'm the best.
And then she actually won one of the races. But it's just how Mario Kart is. Like sometimes you put a bunch of blue turtles and blah blah blah.
Yeah, that's what happens.
So then I tell her like, oh, now you have to win everything because I want those 3 stars. And then,
give me those 3 stars.
And then she was kind of like, well, if you can beat me.
Oh.
So I was beating her. And then my
At Mario Kart.
Yeah.
Out of context.
Yes. So then I kind of was doing too well, and I tried to stop right before the finish line, but I messed up, and it was like a picture finish, but I won. I'm like, oh crap.
Oh.
And then she kind of gave me a look like, I would have lost. Like, what's going on here? Like,
I actually had to try.
I know I won, but it was not like he wanted me to win. That's been fun, like playing with her, which is what I wanted. I wanted something to play with them because I feel like I don't play with them enough. But they're tough. They're tough too.
These kids these days.
I know. It's because like what do you want to do? Watch Roblox videos or something? No, not that. Like, let's do something respectable. Like,
come on, kid.
Not in my house.
Come on, kids. Let's go play Bible Story. Come on.
Yeah,
Come
I
on.
mean,
Come on.
would I buy a laptop to each of those kids if they play Maple Story?
It's almost like this. I wish I had the soundboard still connected. I have some thoughts I'd be hitting right now.
They would have their own setup and everything, but they don't like,
just for Maple Story.
Just for Maple Story.
Of course. The important things in life.
We would buy a laptop and name it for every letter of Maple Story, and then we just spell Maple Story.
Everyone's ready to go.
Yeah. So
LAN parties.
that's been really nice. I'm planning on only playing it when I go up over there. I did like a lot the trying to find the alternate costumes.
Ah, yes, the lunches, I guess.
I hope I don't run out soon, which I think I'm already running out.
It takes you have to go to the world. I don't know if you know this, Frank, but you have to go on the world map and it shows you how many costumes are available for each character. And the number does change. It's not like everyone gets like 5 or something.
Yeah, because I think my niece was trying, because her favorite character is the cow.
No.
And she was like, I got that, and I didn't get a new costume. I'm like, oh, well, probably the cow doesn't have anything.
No clothes for you, cow.
It's a cow.
It's a cow.
What's it going to become, a bull?
Whoa.
So, yeah, well, that's good info right there. I was kind of just like, another thing, she was like, why are you picking all girls? Like, I'm like, why are you picking a cow?
Touche.
Don't worry about that.
You enjoy your cow, all right? I'll enjoy my princess, all right?
Yeah, she said that. Why are you picking all the princes?
We're really pretty. I want to be pretty today.
You worry about that once you start winning.
Your cow's slowing you down. Gotta be light and fit like a princess.
I know.
There you go.
So I mean, the game itself, it's just like all the other games. I could say more, but we're only on the positive things right now. So.
Positive things. Fair enough.
All
right, Miles. How about you? Any instant positive things about Mario Kart?
I do like that knockout mode because that's where it's shining.
Oh, that is cool.
It is great.
I
liked it more than I thought I would.
I think that's where the game shines because the fact that you load in from every single once you start loading, then it's like you got to keep going. You still got to
right. The race isn't over yet.
And in fact, it makes sense that all the worlds are connected to have it like sprawling from here all the way down to the last course. It kind of it fits. It
justifies the whole open world concept this game has.
You know, and in fact, you get lunches. You can move around. Like you're not stuck on a track. You could move around, try to beat your opponent. Even though I having a hard time beating anybody yet. But I think that's between that and all the different costumes and how many characters you can get in this game.
A lot of characters.
Like almost like Dragon Ball Fighters. How many characters?
No, this is like Dragon Ball Budokai. What was that Tenkaichi that had like 100 stupid characters?
Like the farmer. What was it with the farmer?
That's what Jesus.
Yeah. I want the farmer to be a character. What can you do? He just goes and says and the quality of how they look and how oh look, this is in 4K and I like photo mode.
I haven't really touched that yet.
Well, we'll see it for the podcast thumbnail probably. But I had a fun time trying to taking pictures and realize that's a problem with photo mode. I realize also is that they don't tell you to turn off the menu. Like you gotta turn off showing the menu. I got the angle right this and that, but it still has the text
the camera controls. And when you hit the button, it shows the camera controls. Yeah. That is stupid.
And I go
why is that? That is silly. You think they're just instantly turn that off?
I got some good ones. I got some good ones earlier today. This is great great for the podcast. It was great, things like that.
I'll let you Photoshop that one, brother.
And they go like, what happened? And I look back at the photos like, why is the menu doing here?
Always look at your photos before you keep taking away. You get this?
Yeah, you always gotta make sure.
Check your ISO.
Yeah, should check the ISO. Other than that, like Nakama, like that's like game shines a lot, I guess.
Yeah, for me that'd be the biggest thing to me. I think that's fun. Because I'm like, oh, it's just a cheap. Everyone wants to do battle royale. I guess Mario Kart's gonna do a battle royale. But it does feel fun and frantic in a good kind of way. Because now it's 24 of these fools on the track, which is pretty crazy. And to really get that experience, you kind of need to play that mode. Because if you play the Grand Prix mode, unless maybe you're at the 150cc, you just kind of
smoke them.
You just smoke them, and you're just the lead of the pack, and you feel like you're in the open world mode already.
Yeah.
So yeah, but with the knockout one, when you're playing with other people online and people who like really know, you're playing with the Ivans and the Richards of the world that really love Mario Kart. It feels like, or just the Lucky Duckies out there with all their blue shells and the big mushrooms and then the red shells for days. And yeah, it's just fun, and you just want to keep going, go faster, and of course you'll beat. It's either I just lost this one by a millisecond, or ha sucker, eat my dust, as you knock them out instead.
Yeah.
So it's real fun, and like I mentioned before, it makes the open world, it justifies it, because I was also very confused about, once again, my YouTube video if you're curious. I was very confused. What's the point of the open world? But I think it's just to allow this to, I guess, flow more naturally without having to like leave the course and then start the race again.
Yeah.
Like how the regular Grand Prix work. So yeah, that's easily the best thing. And then the variety of characters I think we kind of talked about. I think that's fun and neat. Yeah, because everything else is pretty much they added some new items, but nothing too crazy.
Well, it's like with Frank. I do like the fact that costumes change a lot depending on what food you eat.
Right. Yeah, that part's neat. But I'm just trying to think, is any other new mechanic? I'm trying to think, what's new in this game that wasn't in the last game that I'm like, yeah, thumbs up.
The Tony Hawk thing.
It's Sonic grinding.
Oh, right, the grind. Here's the problem: is like I've dabbled with the grinding, but I don't fully, because you don't. From my knowledge, and I'm sure someone on YouTube's already done the math and the science and blah blah blah. But it doesn't feel like you move faster by grinding. Because in my head, I thought that's like the reason why to do that.
Yeah.
But it feels like you drive just as fast if you were just on the road. And like same thing with the water, because now you can do it's like the Sonic Transform racing game, which is funny. Or I guess Diddy Kong Racing would also work too if you're old enough. But yeah, it seems like your speed is always the same. But there may be, like I said, there must be someone out there who's sat down and done the same lap over and over and tried every kart, every character to be like, here's the difference. But I've never been that guy. Once again, that's an Ivan Richard thing where they do know, like, this car, this person, this boom every time. And I'm just like, I don't know, Yoshi and the bike, Yeah. That's my thought process. I'm not looking at the weight or the speed.
You're not like Frank here and choose nothing for princesses?
Yeah, because that's like the same thing when I do. It's the same thing I do with Smash Bros. Smash Bros. Like Sonic, Pac-Man, Mario. I'll just have a rotation, but it's not like my main go. It's
It's
whatever.
not Mega Man.
Mega Man every time, the Final Destination every time, because I just find that boring, I guess. But I mean, if you take that shit serious, it's like a fighting game, right? You're gonna have your mainstay fighting. But once again, this is why I don't play fighting, because I want to, today I want to play Goku. Next time I want to play as Ken or whatever.
I want to play as a farmer next time.
There you go. So yeah, that's a good thing, bad thing, I guess, depending on it. But yes, I guess we'll now talk about the bad things or the slightly disappointing, or hopefully, could get fixed in the update. Frank, what are any disappointments you have for Mario Kart World Tour?
Besides the main song, I think all the songs are not that good.
They're very safe remixes of songs
Elevator music. Ugh.
Some of them are, definitely.
That's the thing. Like, you get excited because you recognize the level, and then you recognize the song, and it's like, why do we have a vanilla version of this great song? Like,
very lo-fi beats out here.
Yeah,
the original, the thing.
It's good to work to study by.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if I was gonna take some notes and do some internet research, it's fantastic. But when I'm racing,
yeah, I just like,
this is true.
I want something to pump me up.
Right.
Also, like, a lot of the courses look very much the same.
Oh wow.
Yeah, the variety can be hit or miss in this one.
Like, unless it's like the lava or water,
right? The extremes
feels like a lot of them are very much like. Yes, I get it. They are different because the mechanics of each level are different,
Mm.
but just as a visual, like the color tones, that's what I don't feel like anything pops. Because I'm remembering that Mario Kart 64. I remember that level where it's kind of like you're in a highway and the wall, just like a freeway, and there's like tall walls to the left. Like that's very distinct level, the ice level, the. So here it and I think it's part of because everything is connected.
Yes.
Yeah.
So they can't just be like, okay, now we're in this level, so it's huge stress.
Course.
Yes.
Yeah, because like it just makes no logical sense.
Yeah, so it's I guess this the drawback of connecting everything.
Yes.
But even still, that everything's connected, you could have been more colorful with it.
Yeah, I do wish the interstitial parts, the open road parts, if you will, there was a little bit more flavor to them. Sometimes it just feels like you're just driving down a big, wide, empty. Well, there's cars on the free, but there's no like wacky Mario Kart stuff until you get to like the next destination. It feels like
they do a lot of items at you though. Like when you're traveling, like there's like, oh look, here's these cows, and here's these enemies that kind of throw stuff at you as you're coming through the road. Rather,
I mean, it's very fun to like the like you navigating and playing the levels. It's just a visual part of it. Is,
right.
It doesn't pop to me.
Yeah.
Like I was excited to see Rainbow Road, and I'm like, it's like 10% of it is a Rainbow Road, and the rest of it is all weird.
Yeah, I was gonna say, isn't it short? Because I think I only played it on it once. And
it's a long level, but it's just the Rainbow Road part of it is not very long.
Okay, maybe that's why I'm like struggling to remember it, because I'm thinking about like I'm pretty sure I played it, but I can't recall it at the moment.
So that's a little bit disappointing. It's fun to play and everything, but it's actually the first time I was like so disappointed, and then the second time I played it, I'm like, hey, this is actually a pretty cool way to go. Because what I noticed is, and I didn't think about it until you guys did the knockout thing. Every level besides the first one, you start off moving, so it's kind of like it was meant for you just keep going, and it's just like, oh well, we have to set a cutoff point somewhere.
Yeah.
So the beginning of the Rainbow Road thing, you start off at Peach Castle, and then you're like going to the ocean, and then you just get launched into space.
Right.
And I'm like, hey, this is a pretty like. If I try to like, I used to do this a lot when I was really young. I'm imagining me really being there, like, oh, I'm about to go into space. This is badass.
How would you do it, and what it would look like?
Or just like you know, as a kid, you really put yourself in the shoes of the rider, and it's like we're launching into space, we're flying,
right?
So it's a really cool mechanic, and it's like this is really fun. If this was real life, this would be badass,
right?
But just as a like I forgot what Mario Kart, the Rainbow Road was like super bright and colorful, and it's like that's what I wanted, but it's just a little too realistic for me. I do hope they have like more. I don't know how they're gonna expand levels, like DLC levels, like we're adding space now, or
more worlds, more planets. We got a Mario Galaxy, for Christ's sake,
new
Frank.
planet. Yeah, I guess so.
There you go.
I
mean, we got Rosalina's there. We can make it happen.
They did make Mario Kart 8 for like they add like roughly like 30 courses at the end of the day.
Yeah, but I guess the thing with this one is like you can't just add levels. You have to make them connect, because you have if you have an open world, how do you get from this world to the DLC?
Right.
We're just gonna add another continent to the world.
I feel it's either that, like just different planet or whatever you want to call it, or like we expand the world and make more things on the outer scope, if you will.
We could go planets just because we launched into space.
There you go.
We could launch into the moon.
And why not? Wouldn't be the first time Mario's done it.
So that's interesting to see how that comes. Like, what if they add a Hyrule level? Are we gonna go?
That's I guess I was gonna get into my spoiler, but I'll save that for a minute.
Yeah. So it's cool, but the parts, the pop. It missed the pop for me. Music and visuals are There you go. That's
all right. Alrighty then. Fair enough. There you go. That's Miles. Let's ask you what any disappointments, misses for you.
I mean, other than what Frank mentioned earlier, but the levels do feel like some levels do like to feel like they're gonna like be like an actual level or an actual course. You're going through this course, going that. And some are pretty much a straight walkthroughs. Oh, this is a big giant long course. I'm not really on a course per se.
Just a connecting level.
Yeah. You definitely feel the difference between a proper arena or stage or course, however you want to phrase it. And then there's this road just down there that you have to take to get. No one gets excited to get on the freeway, right? Everyone's excited to go to Vegas or downtown LA or whatever the case might be.
Let me take the underpass
but
over
no
here.
one's like, oh boy, it's the 405. Not really.
And and I did try a bit of the free roam, and it's like it's neat. It's great if you want to get little stickers for that you can't see on your car.
Yeah.
But there was nothing like every time I go in, it's like, well, let me give it a chance this time. Let me try it. Let's test out. Let's go here. Let me try to get all the question blocks and all like the
collectibles.
But you go like at the end of the day, I get stickers for something I can't really see on the bike anyway. So what am I doing this for?
But you see it on your online profile. If you squint.
But it's just like I felt like, why do we need the free roam? I feel like it could be for out there we could something different, like make it more like open world-ish.
I feel like it was just something to put on the back of the box. It's open world Mario Kart. Whoa! But then you're doing like, what's there to do? And to me, I just jump ahead a little here. It's basically a watered down Forza Horizon game. If anyone's familiar with that series, where here's this open world, and when you travel between courses, you'll find something wacky and crazy, and it'll take you on a little side quest adventure, and you get points and this and that, unlock cars and this and that. And I do like the Horizon games, but yeah, here it's just the collectibles and the little discoveries are just like, oh, that's cute, but like it's not like it doesn't feel like you're leveling them up or a good sense of exploring or finding like some stuff in like Zelda games.
That would be really cool if they make like a Mario Kart RPG kind of thing where you could really boost up your car, like gear it up,
right?
And that that maybe they have like a story mode that you or something,
right? Something, yeah, just spice it up and get you going on that.
And you could get like super overpowered and like
right.
And then of course, if you play like against, there's like what was that? Like if you play in competitive, yeah, you gotta use the stock model.
Right,
but
like
if you play like
like in Smash Bros, they had that with like there was like a mode in Smash Bros where you no items and all this and that.
There was a
hardcore or something.
I think it was Smash Brothers 2 where you could like level up your character.
Was that a Mega?
But you couldn't use that like in certain battles. It's like only you both have to agree to send the custom.
Right. Yes, there are two. Yeah. And you could do that here, kind of, but not the degree we're talking about.
Yeah, just imagine you just build a rocket, like an actual
just literally just take off.
Yeah.
It'll be like a Toy Story.
It'll be like 3, 2, 1, go, and that's it.
Hey, make some bad guys. Let's kill some bad guys with
there
cars.
You go. Let's get serious around here.
Let's bring the Fast and the Furious director and
who put Twisted Metal around here? What are we doing?
Put some rockets on that cart.
Let's fight Bowser with cars.
There you go. Let's end this. We've been doing this for 20 years. Let's wrap this up.
Guns, bring them in.
Hey, Sega, let Shadow have a gun. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, it's not that. It's a laser.
It's time to update. It's time to update Mario.
That would be cool. I don't know, but I think that'd be cool. Like
we'll see.
Yeah, I don't know.
Would you have the latest tank nukes?
There you go. Just basically rocket launchers now. That's all I'm going to dream of now later on. Yahoo! Get them all! What about you, Miles? Any big?
No, I think I said what we said earlier.
Big one.
I think the levels are what kind of hurt this game the most, because between the Grand Prix, which kind of like was like a last minute addition, I feel like they could have just, if they added more levels with more for knockout, more than like focus on the Grand Prix mode, it probably would have been better. But since they were trying to turn it for Grand Prix mode, but Grand Prix mode doesn't really work in this game because of the way how the levels are.
Yeah,
it's hard. It's hard to get into the Grand Prix because I do unlock characters and that's pretty much it.
Right.
No, but like, am I going to go back to Grand Prix? Not really. I'd rather stick a knockout. I could do let me try this course. Let's try going from here to there, or like mix and match. You like, can I go from here to there?
Oh, you can mix and match.
I haven't tested.
I think when you played Friends, I think.
Yeah, you can mix and match, but that's only when you play with friends.
Yeah.
Because as far as I know, the knockout is the Grand Prix, but instead of going each level one by one, you do them all.
Right, all together.
That's what I thought it was. But if you're saying you can mix and match, that's interesting.
Yeah, I think you can.
Is there a level where you just do all of them?
No, that'd be a long ass race.
But no, that
would be kind of cool though for those really crazy.
One lap.
Like Route 66, you go from one end of the map to the other end of the map.
It's like, what was that Sega Genesis game where you drove out to Vegas It's like the Sigmund. Was it Roy or no? It's the lion.
Sigmund Freud.
No, that's the lion guys. Wrong Vegas duel.
They should do it. Just call it the World Trophy.
What's the two? Penn and Teller. Anyone know? No one know what I'm talking about.
I know what Penn and Teller is.
No, but referring to there was that Genesis. I forget. It's like and that's all you do in this video game is you literally drive the 4 hours to LA and Vegas, and it's just nothing but like dirt road, literally for 4 hours, and that's it. Game over. That's basically what we're inventing here. See, Sega does what Nintendo don't. I'm just saying.
Another Sega.
It's like Desert Road Trip, something like that. I
Nintendo
forget.
Pop Shop from the Sega love over here.
Also, no, get rid of that little keychain thing floating back and forth because that's it for 4 hours, and that's a video game.
There.
I stick to Sonic. I guess for me, I guess picking back off that, it's just the Grand Prix really take a brutal hit in this new Mario Kart. Like the World Tour, like the characters, the items, the variety, the online connection, everything goes up. Grand Prix just falls off a bloody cliff in this game because it just doesn't feel very good. You don't get that chance. And once again, I talked about in the video reactions, like what's the point of just having like an open road or an A to B or C path and no like going in laps and I learned this turn. Oh, if I do this time, I could better my time. You don't really get that in like half the courses here because half of them are just open road, kind of, and you don't get that sense of like, oh, I can do better. It doesn't exist because this game is really designed to just do the random exploring in the open world mode or doing the knockout battle royale mode. And Grand Prix, it just doesn't make any sense.
Right.
So if you really love, breaking your times, which I imagine a lot of race people do, since that is the appeal, just literally getting that 10th second better time. You might be disappointed when it comes to that aspect of this game. So hopefully you like battle royales because I think that's where the best this game gets and has to offer new players out there. So it's a bit of I guess it's a bit of a hit and miss and a switch when it comes to what's on top and the reason why you play this game. But yeah, overall I liked Mario Kart World Tour. It doesn't matter. Almost to a certain degree, it doesn't matter if you like it or not. Your friends are probably playing this game, and you want to hang out with your friends, so you're probably gonna pick up a copy and play with your friends and family Mario Kart World Tour. So it's not the worst thing to spend your money on. Is it worth $80?
That's a tough sell.
That one's still a bit of a tough one.
Unless you get free DLC, maybe down the line. But
I doubt that's happening anymore. But yeah, as the $50 price to get with your brand new Switch 2, sure. Assuming you're a digital person, you don't mind a digital copy, which I imagine there's more and more people who are just, even if they're not enthusiastic about it, they're like, well, what else am I going to do? Because the physical game doesn't exist, or it's a shallow form of what physical copy used to mean these days. So there you go. There's that asterisk there. Any other final thoughts? Mario World Tour, gentlemen, we haven't covered yet.
No, I think we're good. Or at least I feel like we're good.
How about you, Frank?
I mean, for me, it is worth the $20.
The 20?
Whoa!
I was gonna say, what a discount! Frank, he went in and out of that Target real quick. He felt a little bad, so he left a 20 out the door before he left.
I gotta run. What for Sonic? Gotta go fast.
It's worth the $80.
$80.
It's a big change for gamers, but just I compare it to the cost of everything else, and it's just like, would I pay for a McDonald's combo for this? Like, yeah, that's how it comes.
Yeah, I guess $10. You easy's paying $10 a person when you go out these days.
20, like
20. What do you get? How many Big Macs are you getting for it?
No, just at a lot of restaurants, I'm paying like.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
I'm paying to like $20 per day just to eat.
Mm-hmm.
So, would I sacrifice going out to eat 4 days to buy this game? Yeah.
Well, that's a fair point. That's a fair point, Frank.
Like, does it seem like it's just a shock to everyone? Oh, they raised the price, and it's just like, it's unusual.
Right.
But looking at it the other way, it's like, I'm not gonna not buy it now.
Right.
It is gonna price out some people, and it sucks.
True.
But overall, I mean, it's a decision that they made, and I don't think it was profit-wise. I don't think it was a bad decision.
Yeah, I did it pretty well.
Like, I mean, I think we're all privileged, and I think big fan base is also privileged, and it's just like, hey, as long as these people that stick with us, they stick with us. You're gonna eat the $10 or 20,
whatever it might be,
what $80 or $20, whatever it costs,
depending how fast you go.
It to me, honestly, I would be very selective about what games I buy, but even if it's like $150, I would still buy it.
Wow.
Yeah.
I feel like for me, 100, it's like, this is a game I really want and want now.
So Sonic Adventure 3.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
Yeah,
that's a cheap one to pull, but yes.
Let me give you an example. I'm going to try to get the collector's edition of Tactics, and that's like $200.
Oh, yes. But you're getting more. You're getting more than just a game.
Yeah. Well, I look at it like hours of enjoyment.
True. Well, yes.
And I pay like $20 to go to the movies for 2 hours. Mario Kart gives me days.
Yeah, no, that's a good movie theater. See, that's a problem. That's the reason why I haven't gotten back to the movie theaters in a while, because $20 for 2 hours, oof.
Or I could just wait, and then I have the service, and I can get it for cheap.
You're already paying the subscription anyway.
Yeah, I mean,
you got good points there, Frank. You got good points.
See, Frank, the voice of reason on this podcast.
There you go. That's because I'm like more in the middle of like, I'm not happy about it, but I understand game costs go up, and games have been sitting at $6 for a long time. But I remember when I was a kid, pretty much every like 5 years it went up like $10 for nonstop, and then we hit the $6 limit because everyone's like too scared to go beyond that, and now we all seems like everyone's past.
We skipped 70.
Yeah, well the 70 they did for Tears of the Kingdom, and they're also doing the new Donkey Kong's gonna be 70.
Okay.
Yeah.
But see, I don't count the Tears of the Kingdom in my head because I bought that one digitally using the vouchers, because I ended up paying more like, I don't know, like $35, because I got that and the Advance Wars remake, which disappointed me, but at least I got a discount
run better
for
on
it.
Switch now. Switch 2 now.
Can't change those graphics.
Well, I'm not happy about it either, but it's just like, if you put it, is it worth it? Yeah.
Yeah. And
this is someone who doesn't really like it.
Imagine if you liked it.
Yeah.
Whoa, the money he will apparently $250 like Final Fantasy Tactics, which I do know Frank likes. That is very exciting, by the way.
If you can get me a copy of that.
if you can get me a copy, Frank.
You get on my pay for
All right, I can work with that. All right, so that's Mario Kart. Let's see here. What about has anyone here played any of the GameCube features or games that is available on the Switch 2?
Are they available for free?
If you have the NSO expansion pass pack or service subscription.
I don't know if I have that.
Oh, okay. Have you played any of the like Super Nintendo or 64 games, Frank?
On the Switch 2?
Well, on either this one or the original Switch, because if you've been able to play those, then you should have access to the GameCube games.
I don't remember if I have access or if I just bought you know how they were selling those Super Nintendos?
Oh, the mini consoles?
Yeah.
Oh, I get you.
But the thing is, because you know how you could have you could buy the online thing and it comes with the Nintendo?
Yes.
And then you could
get the bigger, better one?
Give it to your family or friends?
Yes, there's also an option.
I think I had that from a friend.
Ah.
And I don't remember if he has it or doesn't have it.
And they're no longer friends with you?
I mean, we're still friends. We just,
Not good friends, though. Not anymore.
No.
We're not Switch friends.
I think we are. It's just, Leo, we're still friends.
We're still friends. But where's my free access?
No, I don't check if it has access. That's what I'm
I get you. Yeah, because we've done the same thing where I paid for it, because that's how me and Miles have it right now. Someone else is paying for it, but we've paid for it, so we've been tossing and turning, and I'm sure probably next year if we keep using it, that might be the case. But the thing is, for me, let me go back on the topic at hand before I just tangent. Miles, have you played any of the GameCube stuff?
I did play a little bit of the F-Zero.
Oh, the F-Zero
GX or.
Any thoughts or feelings about the playing?
It runs like GameCube. I do like the little caveat, which if you start the system guys and you rotate the little stick, you get the GameCube the
launch logo.
Launch logo.
Which I don't know why is that hidden? Just play the damn. Everyone knows that still might be my favorite opening console game wise. Okay, quick tangent. What's everyone's favorite?
Let's see. Mine is
favorite what?
When you turn on the console, when it does like the intro thing, I
think I know. I already know. I know what raises already.
I don't even remember the 64 one. But
it doesn't have one. It'd be like PS2, PlayStation.
The PlayStation one.
But yeah, PlayStation 1's pretty good.
The PS1.
And I don't really like the PlayStation 1, but that's the one I do get nostalgic for.
I like the PS3 one.
I can't
That's
remember.
probably my second favorite PlayStation 1 wise.
I can't remember 2 or 3 or
PS2
4.
is just like the and like you can like find like the smoky city that it's represented by your game data, I think. Yeah, it goes meh, and like you kind of spiral into it.
Frippo.
Yeah.
And
I guess they were fine.
And we know which one raised classic, the Dreamcast one.
And I always had this in my head. It's thinking. It's not there, but it is in my head.
Yeah.
Headcanon.
I guess I would go PS1, GameCube, and everything else is Blur.
The opposite. Well, Dreamcast, GameCube, PS1, top 3.
PS3, GameCube, and PS1.
Oh, there you go. GameCube.
Isn't PS3? Wasn't it like kind of like a wind kind?
Well, it was like
it's the symphony.
It's orchestra.
Yeah, like an orchestra. Yeah, it's like the warming up kind of.
Oh, okay. I think yeah,
It's good, but it's not great.
There's a question. What's
now
the PS4
that
one?
I would study to that.
Was the PS4? Does the PS4 have one?
I think it just makes a noise if I remember right.
It'd be funny if a console they're just like I'm on. I'm on.
You really turned me on. Whoa, Xbox.
Going away now.
They really aren't joking on the X.
There's the Xbox One. Like the
original one.
Yeah.
Okay, but
or the other kind of one's the 360 one.
Well, that's probably their best one.
That's the one's iconic to me, at least.
Yeah, that's true. That's the best one for sure.
The goofy.
They should do like
the goofy Xbox One version with the like 8K. It was like okay.
Oh, but that was like the late. Oh, that's a Scorpio one, I think.
Yeah.
What was that, Frank?
It would be cool if you could like customize the noise.
And
then I would want to put the Batmobiles. You know from that movie, the newest movie, where the engine.
The car. Oh yeah. Okay. The newest one.
That's probably I love that movie just for that one scene where the car turns on, and
that's pretty good.
That would be cool. It would be scary if you have like surround sounds and stuff, and you're whoa, what's gonna happen? What game am I playing?
Mario Kart. He's not playing anymore. Shit. He does have the machine guns now. Okay. Now that we've done the side, what was I gonna say? GameCube stuff. So yeah, I dabbled a little bit of everything. Easily out of the 3 games off the bat, the one I like the most or most addicted to is Soul Calibur 2. Because it's the one
great game.
I remember playing the most because at the time I thought it was super cool, and is yet until now we have now access to play this particular version because this one has, of course, the hero of time, Link himself, and he even sounds and looks just like my Link. Which is, I do like, that's my nostalgia. That's my, because, there's been multiple Link's designs and voice actors since then, but I want this with this particular green with the white garments underneath.
And charging up.
Yeah. I want him to scream everything he does, just scream.
I don't know Soul Calibur. There's a real question out.
And literally, they're like, I'm going to fight you. Bring it on. And then Link, ha, za.
Yeah. It was funny because like everyone's like kind of like I'm going like you see everyone trying to mouth what they're saying, things like that, and yeah, it's like screaming like what does he mean? What's he doing?
And like the crazy thing is like he's pretty much got all his moves from all the games. He does like the downward thrust. He doesn't smash, and then Zelda 2 obviously originally started from. He's got the boomerang and the bombs. It's just like it's really fun and competitive. So that was to me the best thing to play. And Zero's still a really good game. But I don't know. I guess I'm just out of it.
It'd be nice if the Wind Waker had the HD version.
Would
that be nice?
That's what I was going to say. And sadly, the one I'm least impressed by is the Wind Waker one. And the biggest reason why is we were in Miles already, there is the HD version that is available on
still
the Wii U.
Still stuck in the Wii U still.
Which I don't know why that is, but they brought out Skyward Sword remastered for the Switch.
Well, think about that. Twilight Princess.
And let me tell you, I much prefer Wind Waker versus Skyward Sword, so I don't know why that one got the thing. So it's just putting on that front. And then if you're a bit of an enhanced methods, you can also play Wind Waker a little bit cleaner and prettier than you could on this version that's available on the Switch 2 online service, which you are paying extra for, by the way. So it's not a freebie. You are getting charged for this. And the other thing is, I don't know if it's just me. Wind Waker came out in 2003, 2004, something like that.
Yeah, it's around there.
Boy, I was just trying to get through the castle, without getting spoilers. And man, that game, Link moves
Molasses.
He moves clunkier than I remember. It's funny because it feels like I'm playing Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask that's just covered in better graphics. But like I feels like he moves clunky. Like there were sometimes I was just trying to get up the damn ladder to get up to the light towers or whatever, and he'd go over here, he'd go over there, but he just wouldn't grab the stupid ladder, Link. So I don't know. I mean, I'm just out of practice. The funny part and the sad part is I was using the official GameCube members only controller. So like I'm playing the way they designed this game to be played, and I was kind of frustrated just getting up that damn ladder.
Yeah.
Even Solid Snake had no issues getting the ladder. They played a song for him when he did.
Yeah.
References. So yeah, that's the thing with the Wind Waker one. And then two, like no one wants to do all that sailing again, especially now that people have played that HD version. It's hard to go back.
What do I want more sailing. It's
like playing Persona 4 original and not Golden, or you can say anything for 5 and Royal.
Or Revival.
You just, that's kind of parallel.
Hey, that sailing is underrated. You know what I used to do? I used to
play Maple Story.
Put on Power 106.
Oh,
okay. And go make a sandwich. Work out in between islands.
Do your dailies. Clean the house.
Yeah, I got a lot done.
And 3 hours later, I arrived at my destination.
Oh, I made it? Oh, okay, cool. Sweet, I can play now.
I lost a few hearts along the way, but we got there.
It's not even a joke. I used to do it.
I actually believe, that sad part is I definitely believe you. Because I swear I must have put out the Game Boy the Game Boy Advance when I was, because man, is it slow and tedious in some parts in that game. So it's just like I said, I don't want to go back to it. But so I was a little disappointed about that. But hopefully we get more classics out there. In particular, of course, the ones that come to my mind is the Fire Emblem game, because I know it's worth a pretty penny now. Yeah. So it'd just be nice for people to actually play that game, because I know a lot of people, they don't realize Fire Emblem existed before Awakening. So it'd be nice if people could play the classic, real Fire Emblem games.
This
in my
is
opinion.
Hard. Yeah, I don't like
everyone, they stay dead. Oh, cowards, weak, get strong. All right,
yeah, get good.
All right. That's why the princess wins the kart races, and that's why Ike wins, because they have the winning attitude. All right, that's what you need to have. Come thrusting like Link with his white shorts, and go charging and take out that hot lady with the whip. She gets less clothes as the series goes on, if I remember right.
Who?
Ivy?
I don't remember. The only one I remember.
Oh, you'll remember. You would remember.
I only remember Cassandra.
That's the one with the shield, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. She's cute. Trying to think, what else is the main features of the Switch 2 we haven't dived into yet, gentlemen?
I think we covered everything. I think Game Chat, we covered pictures with Game Share still under we're still under testing.
Yes, we haven't got a chance to discuss. How about Frank? Have you been able to, I think you mentioned it, but let's double check. Have you gone back and tried anything of the old, like either the new Breath of the Wild or anything else? Or just the brand new games only?
Oh, I got thoughts earlier.
Just brand new for me.
Brand new, okay. Well, let's ask Miles for a little bit, Miles.
Don't look back.
What have you been experimenting, dabbling in?
So first off, because I have to, we mentioned the podcast before, brother. Mm-hmm. I did tell us the Link Awakening.
Oh, yes.
It actually runs. There's no stuttering. There's still that little bit of that weird haze, whatever they put into it, but it's very subtle now. And actually runs smooth. It reminds me a lot how the Echoes of Wisdom ran, but like a little bit better.
So
okay, sorry.
Because Echoes of Wisdom also suffers. I'm confused.
Okay, but it suffers less as at least wait. No, okay, never mind. Anyway,
the update is better.
It
runs better on Switch 2.
It runs better on Switch 2.
That's good, at least. But it still sounds like it could be better still.
Tried Odyssey. It was fine until you look at the textures down below and you go, oh no, the textures are.
Did you go to New Dunk City?
Yeah, I did.
Because that's the one everyone says by, and that's what I remember. Because I remember New Dunk City is so cool at 3 frames per second. But it was smoother, I imagine.
Yeah, it was smoother. Yeah, okay. It's like a lot of things. Like one I tested the most for me and Frank was Age of Calamity.
Oh yes,
and I did one couple little missions here and there because I never really finished the game per se, because there are a lot of things a lot
of things to do.
So I played one mission. I go, wow, there's all these enemies on the screen, and I'm not dying.
I can see what's happening.
The Switch is not dying on me right now. it can handle like all these, and they're big guys too, like the big super
It's
bosses.
a lot of enemies on screen.
And you're like, wow, look, it's not dying. Wow, look at that.
The funny part is like ever since they made the Zelda Muso games, none of them have run very well on any of the hardware. New 3DS, the Wii U, they've all kind of chugged along, but maybe finally the Switch 2 will be able to play these games.
You're able to play it and go, this is it.
This is the Linkle I've been waiting for this whole time.
You know, and so there's that. There's I did try the Mario Luigi Brothership. That it runs smoother.
Oh yeah, you did mention that when you were playing it.
It does run smoother.
I'd be tempted to now that it sounds like it's better.
It's better. It is better, you know, and I feel like enough times passed I can kind of keep going, I guess, at this point. But that's for another future podcast or something like that. My Splatoon 3. I didn't realize that apparently there was a new DLC you could buy for that game.
Yes, I did forget about that when you asked me, and I went, I don't think so. But then I went, oh wait, it's because there was this big weird period. Because the real DLC came out later. They sold it earlier when you got something, but it was like very minor. So I forgot about it when it did come out.
Yeah, because did you get Splatoon 1 or like you get the town of Splatoon 1 or something like that?
Yes, as part of that bundle expansion pass.
And the fact, it's getting back onto the bandwagon, and the game's still running, and it's like, but like you said, brother, it's like they're right because Splatoon 4 isn't coming out yet, so
yeah, which they did announce the Raiders spin-off, but it like I said, it's a spin-off, so I don't know. They showed very little of it, so I don't know how much is going to be there, and if they're going to have some online feature, is it going to be, or what's the dealio there? It's just they said it's a new spin-off game and it's coming to the Switch 2. And so here's an update for Switch 3. So if you're still playing or you kind of dropped it like me, you have a reason to go back now.
The only game I guess I didn't realize till right now, at this moment, I probably should have tested was Metroid Dread.
I thought Metroid Dread ran pretty well, honestly.
Yeah, but I mean, the load times though, bro.
Yes, that could be better.
The load times could be better.
Yeah, this is true.
But that's roughly what I played around with. Yeah.
Okay. I guess for me, backwards compatibility. Like I said, Three Houses ran a lot better, so that was nice to see. The Splatoon looked really nice and pretty, even smoother, because even the opening cinematic when they introduced the trio is 60 frames per second, so it was jarring when I first saw it. Like, what? What's happening here? But it looked really smooth. Gameplay was fun. The Salmon Run, the Horde mode, I guess, the cooperative online service. That game it overall ran good. But there's a lot of enemies, so eventually it does kind of chug here and there. But I found it overall a lot smoother and easier to understand where the enemies are at this time around.
Yeah. Oh, he did
with the new hardware.
Oh, they killed me right there. Okay, great, cool.
Yeah. And so that's been really fun. Picking that up again. I might just keep going with it.
Back on the wagon.
And the biggest one, and probably the most interesting one, I guess, more people out there might be curious out there, is I did play the first few hours of the Breath of the Wild official Switch 2 update patch that came out. So I do have a physical cartridge copy, so all I had to do was pay the $10 upgrade fee. But technically, I didn't have to do that because I do have the expansion pass, which comes free if you have that tier service. But I just wanted to pay the $10 because I know I won't always have that subscription, but I always want access to Breath of the Wild. And for $10, I've been paying that for PS4, PS5 updates. So to me, $10 is not even. I don't
sneeze at.
Yeah, exactly. Don't even think about it. Like, here's $10. Cool. So I did that, and man, oh man, is it really pretty? Like, it's really nice. It's so funny. It runs so smooth. That it almost feels like it's raw. If you spend as long as I have or we have here on the podcast playing that game, you know what the frame rate is, you know what happens when you come to this area, you know what happens when this enemy approaches, when this explodes, everything just drops and it gets ugly, it slows down a little bit. Here, no matter what's happening, it's just smooth and buttery. And I feel like the HDR that's in the system does a pretty good job of trying to highlight the extra color palette that you have access to using HDR colors. And yeah, it's just the frame rate, and the way he moves and glides in that air.
As a lot comes and kills you right from behind.
Yeah, there's always some jerk there. But yeah, stupid puzzle. I love when the rock comes back. I barely touch the rock. It moves like 1 mile an hour and kills me. Still annoys the hell out of me.
But now it's in 4K.
But yeah, but like it's just honestly, it just feels like this is what it feels like a remaster, which I guess that's what essentially it is.
Well, yeah, basically.
But it's just so fun, and this is so fucked up the time perspective, right? What are you talking about? It came out on day 1 of the Switch. This is the Switch 2. It can't be that 8 years old. Fuck.
Well.
So I guess it really is a remaster because in my brain it's like 10 years is like official game is retro, right? So it's now it's up for a remaster, opportunities. And I guess we saved 2 years and we got that here. So yay! But like I said, it's really pretty and it just runs so much better. And like I said, for the $10 upgrade, I think it's worth it. And if you like open world games that you've gotten from other, because Breath, once again, it's been 8 years. There's been a lot of copycats of Breath of the Wild. So if you played
Genshin Impact,
I guess so, that could work. Something like that or anything else. Even at the, I think they're asking. Well, it's tricky because now if you want the DLC, now it's even more in money. But honestly, I would argue I've had a good enough time playing that game. The first time through on the Switch one, I had such a good time that even at $100 with the DLC included, I usually think it's worth it, personally, because it's hours and hours of entertainment. I guess I'm playing Frank's Logic here. So yeah, that's a one game that even...
Finish the game?
Yeah.
Let's go over here. Let's see what's over here.
What's over there? What's going on? Something's over there. What's on top of the mountain?
That's a
Let's find out.
It's
another just a kokorosi. That's all.
How many get if you get all of them? Oh, nothing. Oh, okay.
Papapu? Get a papu? But I will say, I do prefer the Tears of the Kingdom, come push to shove, in case anyone's wondering. I didn't have a chance to play that one.
Ooh, I kind of wonder if actually the battery runs out now.
Yeah, if only they I don't think that's more of a gameplay thing. But yeah, I imagine, because you do all the building thing in Tears of the Kingdom, but I imagine it has to run better. Even just like the loading times in the shrines in Breath of the Wild, it's like 3-4 times faster. And when you go through all the shrines, you're trying to upgrade your stamina or your hearts, you're going through a lot of shrines, and that's a lot of loading screens. And man, oh man, it's night and day.
Yeah, this got Mr. Sonic the Hedgehog over here.
Segada?
Like, I could invest in hearts or
stamina.
All the stamina?
If you go fast enough, they can't hit you, so you don't have to worry about hearts. Makes sense? But yeah, I guess the last thing I'll say about it, and I guess I'll give everyone else a chance, but I guess I'll get this started. The only thing at the moment, overall, I guess when it comes to the pricing and the experience and the real simple, is it worth it? Do I think it's the Switch 2 at its price point and the games that are out there, is it worth the price of admission? Because it is somewhat substantially more expensive than the last Switch at $300 that started. This is starting at $450 and no Mario Kart, $500 for Mario Kart. And then if you want a Pro controller, you want the camera, you need that. You kind of eventually going to really need that extra memory stick. So that's another $60 right there, just to double your storage capacity. You're easily looking at close to travel case, a screen protector. You're getting pretty close to $1,000. Don't forget, you want to get Cyberpunk or Yakuza, whatever. You're looking like almost at $1,000 price range, and in some areas of the world, you are looking at $1,000 equivalent to over on their side of the pond or whatever it might be. So yeah, personally, I do not regret my purchase. I think I have gained my money's worth, but I'm coming from a perspective of a pretty hardcore gamer. Me and Miles, of course, we share our game catalog.
We have a lot of games.
And we have a lot of games, and I have them all physically, so all I have to do is, go fetch the cartridge and load it in, and boom, I'm able to play. So it's not like I sold it and it's gone, and what am I going to do? Or I have to travel or look through my giant digital catalog to find it. So for me, just having access to all of the Switch 1 games, and pretty much everyone gets a performance boost to a certain degree off the bat, because I know a lot of people are talking about the new Pokemon Violet Scarlet. There you go. Yeah. Something with an S at least. Everyone's saying like, this is, once again, kind of like I was talking about Breath of the Wild, this is the way this game should run. This is what it should have been on day one. And so for a lot of people who haven't gotten to play that game yet, just like myself, they finally get to see this game run its full potential. And so if you're already heavily invested into the Nintendo Switch ecosystem, I guess like if you're an Apple person, You can justify that price a lot easier. At least I can, and so I'm very happy about that. The online subscription service, I think if you do the family plan and everyone chips in for the family plan, I think that's also reasonable considering both PSN and Xbox have only been going up and up and up. At least with the Xbox, you get the Gamer Pass potentially there, so that becomes a different thing to compare with. But overall, I think the price is fair and cheaper technically compared to the other ones. And yeah, I think the technology, the hardware itself, is an advancement. I know some people are talking about like, is this a real Switch 2 or is this a Switch Pro? And I can see both, honestly.
Right.
It's basically, is the glass half empty or half full, right? Because your current perspective of, oh, I haven't played the Pokemon, or I haven't got a chance to play Breath of the Wild or whatever, and you're playing these games for the first time. These are great games, and they've never been better till now, and they're all thanks to you. But if you're a person who's like, you try to get into the Switch, and you're like, how much for this Nintendo game? And it's not optimized, and this little screen, and this and that, and you got turned off by it. I honestly don't think the Switch 2 is really going to change those people's minds, because really, this is, I think Frank talked about it, it really is keeping what the Switch 1 did and just does it better.
Yeah.
So I just don't know, like I said, if you walked away or you're even a really, really hardcore gamer and you're into like the PC handhelds with the Steam Deck and the Rogue Strix or whatever.
You mean Xbox, Rogue Xbox?
There you go. And there's the Xbox One now. They just announced that's coming out. And there's so many other handhelds now out there when it comes to powerful on-the-go gaming stuff. And you have a giant Steam PC catalog. And the thing is, let me tell you, Steam right now, a lot of games, it's Cyberpunk, I just keep Cyberpunk as my example today. Obviously, that's going to be a lot cheaper and more often on sale over on Steam. While on Nintendo console, I don't know.
First party?
And yeah, I was going to say, and if you're hoping Nintendo to give you a discount, not going to happen. Because there's so many examples of that. And like one example I'll give you is the Famicom mystery games that they came out a few years ago for the original Switch. Yeah. I had on my wish list for years. And I'm thinking, they're going to discount these at least 10, 50%, because how many Americans out there is going to be like, I want a visual novel game from the NES system that I never had out here? Yeah. Nobody. So they're going to drop the price. They never dropped the fucking price. Yeah. And I end up paying full price for it. And I haven't played them yet, but I am looking forward to it. And apparently there's a new one too, so a good timing for me, I guess. And I bet you it runs better on the Switch too. So there's that. So yeah, that's the thing. If you're looking, long-term and money performance, and you're not the biggest gamer out there and you have other priorities in life. I also understand when people are just like, I just can't afford it. It's just too expensive for me right now. And, there's not enough new games out there. They're all like, enhanced versions of old games. And you're, like I said, you're already, put all your chips into the PC scene. I can see why you might be disappointed and not come around to the Switch stuff. But like I said, I've always played all the gaming fronts. Including Nintendo, and at this price point and what I paid for, I'm happy with my purchase, and I might be waiting for the Metroid Prime 4, but I'm happily waiting for Metroid Prime 4. Yeah. And give me my goddamn Fire Emblem. I want my Fire Emblem now.
Yeah, I want Emblem now, and I want Three Houses yet again.
No, I want Awakening. I want Awakening Remastered.
But if you get a Three Houses Nintendo Switch 2 edition.
I mean, sure. I'll buy
and add like another storyline, like the races all the other storylines.
Now I'm just too busy thinking, what Fire Emblems? I mean, Awakening's always the easy answer.
Or probably Engage, probably that's more recent.
But the weird color scheme depends who's on the cover. All right, so that's it for my final thoughts on the Switch 2. So let's go over to Frank. Frank, final thoughts about the Switch 2. Was it worth it to you?
Yeah, to me, of course. That's why.
That's why.
If $80 is not a problem, why would anything be?
That's why
Frank, the high roller.
But it's kind of like what we were talking about. You mentioned the Apple ecosystem. I'm already in it. I'm into it. I pretty much. I like Nintendo games the best. Mm-hmm. So it makes sense for me. But so I'm surprised it sold a lot.
It's the fastest selling console currently.
So I mean,
it's pretty bananas.
To me, it just comes down to games. Like once the games that are exclusive that you really want that you can't play on Switch 1 come out, then it's going to be like, okay, now it's a must get. But for me, it's not there yet. Like Mario Kart.
It's fun, but yeah, it's not. If it wasn't for this podcast and I saw the facts after launch, I feel like, I'll wait till Christmas.
Yeah, I think like for my personal recommendation to everyone is not yet, unless you're a Mario Kart And I guess more people are Mario Kart fans than I thought.
It is the number one by a long shot. It's crazy. I saw the number of what 8 Deluxe sold versus like Breath of the Wild and Odyssey and all the Pokemon, even Pokemon. It's bananas.
See, so now I'm upset.
I'm sorry, Frick. I'm sorry.
Okay, it's not fair. Okay, it is fair. It's just like that's where I feel that certain games need to tap into where it's like long continuous play. And I was gonna mention something about Soul Calibur where I don't like fighting games, but I love Soul Calibur 2, 3, mostly those two.
I was gonna say that's a sweet spot. And one, I'll take one.
Because they did such a good job of having content, long lasting content, and there was in part 2 and 3 also, where it was like some sort of story mode or something. But the cool thing is that as you would fight, you would increase your ranks. And I was just striving to get a better rank, get a better title. What's it gonna be called? Like
I gotta know.
I'm the Grand Marshal Master General now, or something. It was
basically
crazy stuff like that. And I feel like certain games, like my favorite games, like Metroid, Zelda, and all that, they maybe could do something like that where it's not just the story and I'm done. And that's why I think Mario Kart is so successful, because like you don't just play it, you play it and you keep playing it. And
you keep going. Yep.
So I feel it's unfair, but I guess I shouldn't complain. This. Let
me ask you this, Frank. What's not from games that are already announced that we know are coming? What's the one game you really want and you wish is coming out? Let's say in the next year or two for this new console.
I want a new Fire Emblem.
Smart man.
I want a new Metroid that's not Prime 4, like a side-scrolling.
Oh, like 2D one? I wouldn't be happy with that too.
It would be nice to have like an exclusive Final Fantasy game on it, which I don't think it'll happen. But I guess the closest thing we'll get is like Bravely Default 3 or something.
Something, like that. Yeah.
Or Octopath 3, something like that. Like because we are getting a lot of remakes, like Tactics and stuff like that. But a new original like RPG, like. You know,
from Square Enix.
How I was excited. Yeah, I was excited about Triangle Strategy. Like
those are good games. I heard good thing. I need to play them.
I want the next big RPG project, which I don't know what it is.
Well, I can see that. Frank excited for a JRPG? Nah.
Yeah, Frank's like, come on, give me some more. Give me more.
Not RPG, I guess. No, very blank.
No. Fair enough.
That's all I want.
Anything else about Switch 2, Frank?
Yeah, just I guess. If you're privileged, you should get it because it's expensive and there's not much out yet.
Yeah.
So you're kind of just getting it just to run a shinier, smoother experience. Which I mean, I know a lot of people are struggling, so it's not worth it. Wait, there'll be deals. There'll be a special edition Switch coming soon.
There you go. Exactly. Hold the line.
Yeah. Hold the door.
There you go. Nice. Yeah. All right. Miles, what's your final thoughts, sir, on the Switch 2? Is it worth it? Are you excited? Any regrets or any thoughts
I like
for others out there?
I could play games from the last 5 years. I could play it better on the Switch, too.
They actually run now. Yay!
Which I don't know. I should like yay or like
see that, and that's the glass empty or full.
Are we caught up?
Yay! The game I paid for is finally working. Yay! Thanks, Nintendo.
Yeah, we don't know much games yet. I'm surprised there's no direct. There's usually a direct around this time somewhere.
I mean, I think the game console was their direct.
They're tired.
Yeah. I'm sure they'll have something at the end of summer.
Oh, they're probably Gamescom. Somebody else they'll probably have.
Yeah, there might be a little something. They'll have one big official thing if it's not Metroid for the end of the year.
Mario Galaxy 3.
That would be very amazing. We'd be lucky if there's a new Mario. I don't even think, because I think Donkey Kong is supposed to be the new Mario platformer, basically.
Yeah, that's what they build him as.
So yeah.
Part of me tells me I should get it. Part of me is like, nah, stay away.
I'm gonna get it, but I don't think I'll get on day one. I think I'll wait till Christmas and be like, Christmas, happy birthday and Merry Christmas to myself. Do some Donkey Kong.
Yeah, we're all waiting for the Kirby.
Unless I'm really bored, but that's a problem. A good thing, bad thing, because there's so many Switch games I own and I haven't played yet. And now with the Switch 2, I can play them as best they've ever been. But when the hell am I gonna get to new games? It's a good bad problem to have, I guess. Back to you, Miles.
Well, I mean, a lot of things we said before. I feel like if you're like us and you're like really hardcore, you pay a lot of money for these games for years now, and now you can play them in a better format or better condition. You have to you have to settle for the frame rate lock hell of the Switch 1 per se. Then yeah, it's a good buy. But say if you compare this to a Steam Deck, you can go with the Steam Deck. There's nothing that's as the moment on paper right now that beats the Steam Deck at this moment.
The first part of Nintendo games is my only answer to that.
Yeah, but as the moment, it's only Mario Kart.
But yeah, but you have to. And you feel like at this point, either you grew up with Nintendo, or you didn't.
Yeah, if you invest enough money in this, yeah, you will buy it. If you didn't, then don't. Then you, like Frank said, you want to skip it for now because there's really nothing worth the price that they're asking. And if you don't have the game library for it, then I feel like you're saving more money to justify getting a new console.
Yeah, very much. No, it's interesting. I like how the fact we all kind of came to the same conclusion. It's fun, it's neat, but it might not be for everyone on day one.
Yeah,
but
this is not for normal people.
If Christmas time, you get a few more hours or something like that, or Christmas money, that always works too. That would make more sense to upgrade, but it is worth the upgrade at some point in time if you already invested into the Nintendo Switch catalog. I feel like,
and also like Frank mentioned, the game I want more is another Paper Mario,
but I want a good
or a remaster of Paper Mario 1. That'd be nice.
I'll take that too. That was the one game I forgot to mention my week. I finished Thousand Year Door. Did I mention that last week or last time on the podcast?
Nah, I think I'll never be in it.
Good game. Who would have thunk?
Well, yeah, I'm surprised that game was more intact than I thought it was going to be.
Yes, they didn't mess with it too much, or not at all, from what I can remember. It's all right. I think we've done it, gentlemen. I think we've covered the Switch 2 for our big lengthy return here on the interwebs.
Yeah, we're back.
And yeah, I feel like we did good here today, gentlemen.
I feel like I lost weight.
Yeah. It is definitely summertime. I can tell you that. I can tell you that right now. But hopefully our audio quality does sound a little bit better since I did do some of the remodeling.
Well, we did upgrade a little bit here and there.
We're at the 1.5 stage, I guess. We're working our way to Switch 2. We're at the OLED model right now. Yeah. We're at OLED stage. We're working our way to Switch 2.
Some of the games are a little clunky.
All I can tell you, gentlemen, if you think this is hot now, imagine when we have lights on us. We're just going to be like the Nintendo Switch 2 when you pull it out of the dock. It's on fire! So yeah, maybe a video podcast coming in the fall. Let's just say.
The summer, we'll be audio only.
Yeah. Be an audio only podcast come summertime. We'll see you in the fall. So we'll figure that out when the time comes. But of course, gentlemen, we must now discuss what the hell we're going to do next time on the podcast. And I think the answers maybe are anime reviews.
I think it's anime reviews. I think it's around that time. Though technically, I know the one I chose, it's going to be continuing onward. So I guess we'll nip it right then. I guess on that.
We'll see. Hopefully, we'll be lucky, and there'll be like a little arc they could pause on. Sometimes we get lucky when we do the longer shows for the podcast. That it just works out that way. We could and a nice little end. We'll figure that out. So look forward to our anime reviews of the season. We're gonna have Witch Watch from Miles. Frank's got his To Be a Hero X.
No. Be Hero X.
Every time I do it, every time. And then, of course, you got the double hitter for me with the Kulong Generic Romance. I think that's what it's called now. It's been a minute. And
The Old Man is Tired.
Oh, yes. What is it? From Country Bumpkin to Master Swordsman?
Or The Old Man is tired of this. He wants to go home.
He's tired of anime shenanigans.
And I
have not caught up since the preview. I'm begging to God it does not just go like, oh boy, there's so many girls. So we'll see what happens with that. So look forward to that. If not, I'm sure we'll have more Switch, and I'm sure definitely by then we'll have more Switch 2 talk. Hopefully we get a chance to check out the game share stuff in this thing. We'll find out Frank's if he has the online service on. Ooh, something to look forward to. Well, we'll find out together.
Yeah.
But of course, before I go, I must thank our fellow co-host for joining me. So Frank, thank you for dealing with the hot heat of the Switch 2 launch.
Oh, no problem. It was fun.
It's fun. It's fun. Neat. It's a good excuse to spend too much money on silly hobbies. And brother, thank you as well for doing the extra homework and testing all the Zelda games in the catalog.
I just want to make sure that I could actually play Link's Awakening, the new one, and it's how it's supposed to be.
And then you play that version. I'm just gonna boot up the Game Boy Color and feel better.
Oh yeah, well, I mean, yeah. But you know, if I'm not crying. I'm going like, what they did to my boy.
This is true. And of course, I must thank you guys for hanging out with us this whole time, listening to our thoughts of the Switch 2 and all our anime thoughts coming along the way. So thank you very much for hanging out this whole time. And we hope we'll hear from you guys in the near future. Until then, have a good one, peoples, and bye-bye.
Bye.
It says free download.
Tune in next time to find out.
Oh, we're not done?
Ah!
Bye.